Good evening, all of my fellow troglodytes, Neanderthals, hairy knuckle dragon apes, chicken littles, and boys crying wolf. Everybody else in the red pill manosphere, and to all of our good faithful family. Welcome to the Good Faith Podcast, where we maneuver around toxic debauchery, attempting to find harmony with our fellow man and dissect society's caustic degeneracy. If it's a pre-apocalyptic dystopia that you seek, then look no further, because here it is. I'm your host, Ninja Bullock. We understand you could have been a million other places, and that time is the most precious commodity. So from the bottom of our heart, we'd like to wish you our gratitude. And we'd like to share our gratitude with you. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. Due to the sensitive nature of some of our topics, we hope you will shield youngins from some of the vulgarity that may be spewed here. It must be noted that the views expressed by the panel are not necessarily the views of the Good Faith Podcast, and we're not liable for any results incurred by the utilization of our advice, nor are we a fiduciary and assume no culpability of investment performance as a result of following our financial advice. Our simple aim is to entertain and inform. And anybody living in the greater Philadelphia area interested in making an appearance on our show can reach me in a DM on Facebook or Instagram at Christopher Bulick. See our Patreon link in the description if you'd like to make a campaign contribution to facilitate our meteoric rise. As a candidate of the people, I solemnly swear I won't misappropriate the funds. I won't spend them at Myrtle Beach golf courses. I won't gas up a corporate jet to fly to Tulum. I won't fund arms dealers in the Middle East with Stinger missiles and Harrier jets. I won't buy a bunch of stupid shit.
I open a savings account in your name. That way, 500 years later, it'll be worth billions. Billions.
Oh, I like money.
In all seriousness, times are tough, and any proceeds we receive at the Good Faith Podcast will be going towards avoiding eviction, keeping the lights on, medicating Clark with all of his health concerns, and feeding our gracious guests. Once again, if you feel you've been given value by us, it takes a little extra effort to like and subscribe. This is your notification that the Good Faith Podcast is now available on not only YouTube, but Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, Amazon Music, Samsung Podcast, Listen Notes, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and RSS.com. We'll keep pushing out these episodes so long as our following stays growing. And here's a special shout out to our faraway friends in Christchurch, Perth, Kenya, Zambia, Nigeria, Venezuela, Uruguay, Brazil, Finland, China, Cabo, Tijuana, Mexico City, Bermuda, San Diego, San Jose, Los Angeles, Sacramento, San Francisco, Oakland, Portland, Seattle, Spokane, Cheyenne, Nebraska, Cedar Rapids, Salt Lake City, Denver, Colorado Springs, Phoenix, Las Cruces, Chattanooga, Charlotte, Winston-Salem, Raleigh, Asheville, Greenville, Birmingham, Atlanta, Orlando, Pensacola, Lexington, Columbus, Cincinnati, Kansas City, St. Paul, Kenosha, St. Louis, Houston, Detroit, Chicago, Nashville, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, South Bend, Charlottesville, Richmond, D.C., Vancouver, Edmonton, Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, Calgary, Harrisburg, Pittsburgh, Manchester, Newark, Syracuse, Albany, and New York City. You guys fill my heart with joy every time I see you pop up on the map. If you'd be so kind, chat while we're live and let us know where you're living, and we'll try and target your demographic with content specific to you. Are you able to give us a test on to make sure speech chat is working?
Oh. Bringing in all the Cincinnati viewers, huh?
Cincinnati, Columbus.
Cincinnati, Columbus.
Yo, we did a lot.
D-Rod said test.
Okay, perfect. We did a lot of walking today, folks. A lot of walking. Where's our jerky? Here we go. We're fucking with the Hollow Voice Fuego jerky tonight. All right. The path to notoriety. I didn't already say this, right? The path to notoriety will be for our listeners to spread the good word of the pod. If you have somebody in mind who enjoys listening to pods, if they want to be informed or even if they want to ridicule us, send a link to your friends and family. All publicity is good publicity. Our objective is to have balance between the red and the blue. So, yeah, send our channel to anybody. You know, don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Can you plug Erie Ubiyama real quick?
I guess. We promote only respecting opinions that align with your own. Hashtag #ErieUbiamo. I respect your opinion only because it aligns with my own.
Hashtag Erie Ubiyama.
For anyone else, treat him with Brad and toxicity.
Yes, that is true. And our other movement is the hashtag FYB movement. Please spread awareness of our cause. Have you ever been minding your own business and somebody's demon spawn bothers you because their supervisor didn't keep their device's battery charged enough? Fuck that baby. Everybody knows it takes a village to raise a child, or two responsible adults who know the inherent risk of sticking an unprotected, engorged penis inside an ovulating, quivering vagina. The risk is childbirth. Don't get me wrong, I have a deep affinity for all my family, my friends' family, and the children of great stand-up parents who instill discipline into their children and raise contributing, kind members of society. To everyone whom that doesn't pertain to, fuck them. I hope others spiking on artificial sweeteners, Red 5 and Ritalin, they slip on a banana peel like it's Mario Kart. Hashtag fuck yo baby.
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
All right. So do you want to give like a little bit of a plot synopsis to what's going on with us this week?
What are we, a shonen anime right now?
Just give a little
Alright, so we're in Nebraska now for, as anyone who watched the episode last time on the Good Faith podcast, we're in Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska, for the Berkshire Hathaway shareholder meeting. We got some chocolate here that we're probably going to try. C's Chocolate. It's owned by Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway. We just walked like 2 hours, an hour there, an hour back.
Oh my god.
My feet are feeling better, but how are yours?
My feet, I'm sitting right now, but it like hurts.
But yeah, it was definitely a long walk.
Yeah.
And a lot of standing and waiting.
Yeah.
Over there, so.
Hopefully, tomorrow we'll be in an auditorium for the questions and answers, so hopefully it's a lot less standing and shit like that. All right, so I'm just trying to get, send the link out to a few people.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's talk about the. Oh, I see. I wasn't prepared.
Well, yeah, you didn't even know until like 5 minutes.
Our scent of the week. Scent of the week is Curve Black.
Black. You got
This-
bergamot in here?
This sparkling mist opens with the juicy pulp of bergamot and lemon that uplifts one's mood. It is followed by the herbaceous note of olive tree blossom together with the earthy accents of guaiac wood and tonka bean. The warm and sensual trails of amber, cedar, and geranium further envelops its base, leaving an animalic tone to its blend.
I feel like you didn't understand half of what you said.
Shirt of the week is Nordstrom. Vest of the week, Chaps. Slacks of the week are Maine Bay. And hat of the week is my new Nebraska Cornhuskers hat.
Bought at the airport.
Bought it at the airport the second I landed. I got it. And
Went searching for it.
you know what I say? I say look good, smell good, play good. Asset of the week is appropriately Berkshire Hathaway Class B. It only costs, right now, I think it only costs around 500 and...
Not a lot.
It is, but what's the ticket price for most conferences? Like, what's
You mean to
like if you want to go to Comic-Con or you want to go to the Philadelphia Car Convention or the Flower
I
Show,
know anime cons are only like 50 to 70.
50 to 70. So that would have cost, and all right, so like
New York Comic Con's probably a lot more, but
what I paid for my Berkshire Hathaway was $350 a year or two ago.
did you need one or just one chair?
Yeah, one chair would have gotten us up to 4 credentials, and I think in the future, wait, I said we start. Oh, we did start early.
What?
we started early.
You told me 6.
No, 6 this time.
Oh, is it not
it's
my computer
it's-
still says 6.
All right, well, we're an hour early. All My internal clock was not like beeping, so I should have paid attention.
That's because my computer didn't update, didn't change. My bad.
But so what? It's all good. So what? I mean, if you just wanted to use Berkshire Hathaway for a lifetime of free free convention tickets, like it would pay for itself rather quickly.
Well, you only go once a year. It's not like you go
Yeah,
to a
but
convention every day.
but it has no expiry. Like I could go here for the next like 50 years every year if I so choose to. Or
it also costs money to fly here.
But what I think I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start ordering credentials every single year and just selling them on eBay. Like I think people will be willing to pay at least like $40 to get a credential. I could like probably generate like.
Do they allow that?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, yeah, because they're not like checking. Once you have the credential, they're like allowing anybody with the credential to just go right on in. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start selling the credentials every time that I don't go. Movie of the week: 500 Days of Summer, because we were just talking about it. It's a good.
Have we not done that one already?
I don't believe so. No, I don't choose rom-coms often. So, good rom-com, and I noticed. I think girls really like it because it's it's like a real. Well, that and I feel like he plays the nice obsessed love bombing guy that a lot of girls are really.
Was he really that love bombing? I feel like he was just a nice guy.
I think he was very obsessed though. Like
Yeah.
he like she became the object of his affection.
Yeah, but like in his thoughts, not like in person. I don't think he like showed his obsession too much.
Yeah,
it's been a while since I've seen it.
we will have to watch it again and see. Because I do think she was probably able to pick up on his level of obsession, and it was probably like a big turnoff for her, and that's why she went cold as the movie went on. Like, because if you'll notice at first, like she's very excited to be with him, and then as the movie goes on, she kind of like turns it off, because.
I don't remember her really being that excited to begin with. She was kind of just okay with it, like going with the flow kind of thing.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And that's what girls like. They don't like a lot of pressure. They like to just be with someone fun and just go with the flow. Influencer of the week, of course, Warren Buffett, because he's a very influential person. He's he's the Oracle of Omaha. He's the reason that we're here right now, and I feel like he has done a masterful job for 70 years in the stock market, and become one of the most influential financiers of all time. Books of the week are The Snowball by Warren Buffett. Probably my very favorite book. I wonder if I've ever done this. I've probably done this book before, but The Snowball by Warren Buffett. It's a great book. It's like an autobiography. It also tells like a lot of lessons about not only Warren Buffett but Susie Buffett and Howie Buffett and like all of the Buffett family and all of the people in his network that contributed to his rise to success. And then this is the book that I was reading on the airplane. Everything I ever needed to know about economics, I learned from online dating, and it talks about like a lot of cool concepts in here. Like, we can go over them in depth if you want to. Search theory. It's about like deciding when to settle. Like we all settle, and like that language is a little harsh, and like people like to put a negative connotation on settling, but like it's not even like he compares a lot of this stuff to other forms of like economics, not just dating economics, but buying a car or settling for like a job or applying for a job, and there's a search cost to not settling. So a lot of people, when the price is right, they settle with a person who is of equivalent dating value. cheap talk, network externalities, signaling, statistical discrimination, thick versus thin markets, adverse selection, positive assortative mating. This is where I didn't get to positive assortative mating. Yeah, and negotiating at home. I didn't get that far, but I read about half of it. Probably read the other half on the trip home. Good book though. I enjoyed it.
Or half of it.
I enjoyed half of it. So, all right. Let me put a corporate ad on the screen. I would love see our people probably don't know we're live right now, so all right, fellas, it's time we talk about a pressing issue. We all know that as men it's our duty to perform, whether it's at the trading desk, on the gridiron, the hardwood court, or inside the illustrious bedroom. There's no description that does justice to the confidence boost you'll receive when you rock the socks off your lover. Would you want to be Ross to Rachel, just friends? Don't you feel like a president just died flying your flag at half-mast? Would you feel like a magician if you came to the stage a few jacks short of a full deck? No, you wouldn't. So why are you going to battle in the bedroom with groggy privates? The only blue pill we endorse at the Good Faith Podcast is It's Mr. Nasty Time Blue Pills. And yes, we're talking about those pills that make you want to run a double marathon under the covers, like David Goggins. Speaking of marathons, if you're willing to run a 5K, which I don't think we will be, I think our legs will fall off by tomorrow. But there is a 5K all for charity on Sunday here in Omaha. Forget the overpriced hymns, Romans, Blue Chews. It's Mr. Nasty Time is the real deal at an amazing price that won't let you down and can't be beat, pun intended. And I know what you're probably thinking. What if she cancels on me and these magic beans stick me with a giant beanstalk in my briefs? Well, say fee, fi, fum to that. Now you're in control. I personally tried these bad boys, and it's a lot more mellow than you'd expect. You could pop one over drinks and appetizers, and it's not going to give away your position. Or due to the quick-acting effect, go to the bathroom, pop one or two in, and be fully equipped to perform. Just like all the expensive name brands, Mr. Nasty delivers his products in discreet packaging, but for a fraction of the outrageous cost that they do. Around here at the GFP, we're about leveling up, and why not level up your sex life and check out It's Mr. Nasty Time to get your mojo back. Scan the QR code on the screen or hit the link in the description and guarantee yourself unrivaled pleasure. Actually, the stock market's looking. I'm not even going to talk about. I'm going to take out this atrocious stock market because it's been pretty good the past couple of weeks.
It's still down from the last month.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not going to always be at all-time highs. Like that's unrealistic. So
yeah, but a whole month of being down is great.
I mean, like well, once again, it can't always be at all-time highs.
Yeah.
It's gotta have ebbs and flows. Save yourself the headache of a lackluster sex life. It's Mr. Nasty Time. All right, so we are here in Omaha, and I'm gonna allow the people to flood in a little bit. That was the no. I just definitely just added Peyton Manning saying Omaha for the special occasion.
Is that how you?
I'm gonna allow people to flood in, and people.
What do we do while we wait?
I want you to try and think of if you could ask Warren Buffett one question, what would it be?
Well, I was gonna ask about the tariffs and if what companies would be most affected by it, and what he thinks the safest option would be. But I feel like we're probably not allowed to ask that.
Well, yeah, that goes against literally the only two guidelines that they gave,
not
which
even,
was
like politics. It's just asking about what is currently going on.
yeah, but he also asked people not to ask him what are they buying and what are they selling, because that is like they probably just got asked that
I'm also
question
not
thousands
asking
of times.
what to buy or what to sell. I'm asking like what companies will be most affected by it, which I guess is like asking what to sell, but
And if you could go to Omaha for a weekend, how would you spend your time?
I mean, probably doing what I'm doing, like
Well,
going to the Berkshire. I mean, there's not really any other reason for me to go to Omaha. I don't know.
Are there any delicacies that you would like to taste? Are there any?
I mean, I like to try that Moolah Mexican restaurant
Okay.
or that brunch place. I don't know if it had a name, but like I don't know, just trying local food, I guess. But like, there's nothing that stands out as something I really want to do.
Well, oh shit! I still got the QR code on here.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm in the middle of it this time, so.
Now I'm blocked out by it for once.
Well, you still got the other camera. You're blocked out by the computer anyway.
Yeah, but at least like my head's like sticking above it just barely. Okay, so what was your critique on the brisket and the steak that we just had?
I thought it was pretty good. I don't think it was as good as the brisket we had at the airport, which was surprisingly really good. And that was in Atlanta. But they had really good brisket there. Here it was like okay. The sauce was interesting. It was like good. I didn't think it was as amazing as you probably thought it was, but I liked it. And then the steak was pretty good. I've had better. It was just like sirloin tips. So
Yeah. I mean guys, we tried this brisket smothered in like a blueberry
pecan jam, like something like that.
Yeah, with bourbon too, right?
Yeah, bourbon.
Blueberry bourbon pecan barbecue
I don't
sauce.
think it was barbecue. It was like jam.
Okay, yeah. But it was really really good. And yeah, insert like little sirloin cubes cut up. And
Jermaine said, made it.
yo, what's up, Jermaine? Thanks to see you. Jermaine, if you're just popping in, we're here in Omaha, Nebraska. We went to the Berkshire Hathaway shareholder meeting. So this is our room in Omaha, Nebraska. I got my Cornhuskers hat on. We went to like shopping day. I got these Warren Buffett socks, and Cherney, you want to show?
I kind of showed it, but
Did you? Okay.
See's chocolate.
We got some See's chocolate candy,
Got all the buzz.
Do you wanna break it out and try it right now?
Which one?
Yeah, just at random, I guess. Is that all we got?
That's all I got.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So like, I mean, I'm just 1% disappointed with how fucking outrageously expensive the shit was. Everyone was calling it the Disney World of capitalism, and like it's just like
one person.
It's like, hey, do you like this beer koozie? Well,
There it is! It's beautiful! Take your hat off, boy, that's a dollar bill!
You want this beer koozie? That's gonna run you $15.99. Like everything was so expensive, and I get it. Like
the ice cream was cheap.
Yeah, well, there was a Dairy Queen stand. We got like $1 ice creams.
Yeah, and they were decent size for a dog.
Yeah, I get it, and probably, which one are you gonna have first? Yeah, I was gonna try one of those too. They're it's like a wafer, like a chocolate wafer thing.
I think it's brittle. Peanut butter brittle
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, everything bought there is probably going to help Berkshire Hathaway's like stock price go up because it's all.
It already did.
Yeah. Yeah, the market had a great day today. I thought it was going to be like a softer, like wafer cookie. It's kind of like,
I think it's brittle.
yeah, kind of hard on your teeth.
I thought it was good. Yeah, Berkshire's up like almost 2%.
Yeah, so my mom is...
I'm wondering which one the marshmallow one is. I think it might be these.
I think these are the peanut
Those are
butter
peanut butter
patties. You think it's what?
These two, maybe? Or these two? Probably.
I don't know. Half the fun of it is like being Forrest Gump and just, you know, like just biting into it. I mean, we know this is salted
Yeah.
caramel.
These are dark chocolate peanut butter.
I think these ones are raspberry.
Maybe.
I think they are.
Probably. Oh, I think this was raspberry.
The Hearts ones are raspberry too. I know that. The Hearts are dark.
I thought they were dark peanut butter patties.
Oh, you're right. The Hearts are dark peanut butter. You're right. So right now my mom is gonna buy some of this Holler Boys beef jerky. What's your favorite? The only has for no peach bourbon.
They don't have beef bourbon.
No.
Oh.
So my mom's about to buy some of this beef jerky, and I'm about to do a ad for it. All right. So, guys and gals, I don't think it's any mystery that I take my physique seriously. I used to just eat whatever I craved and try to outwork a poor diet. There are still times when I have to force myself to consume food, even if I'm not hungry. I don't want to dwell on the importance of not just stuffing empty calories down your fat, bloated gullets, but I found a great solution. So here's the remedy. Holler Boys beef jerky packs. Wait, where am I?
Where am I putting it?
Holler Boys beef jerky. 10 grams of lean protein into a fantastic package, and the flavors are to die for. Peach bourbon, honey habanero, southern barbecue, Chesapeake Fuego, or the tried and true original. My personal favorites are the peach and the habanero, but honestly, I'm going to be frank, I have not tried Fuego yet. Fuego could be my favorite. It says warning hot. I mean, so maybe it. Here, you want to be a guinea pig? What's even better about Holler Boys is they're nice and local and tax-friendly Middletown, Delaware, and are founded by a father-son duo. They just started tinkering with their backyard smoker, and through trial and failure, have come to present some of the boldest and most memorable flavors I can recall in my beef sampling experience. Forget Slim Jim or Jack Links or Deets Nuts. Holler Boys snacks pack a great nutritional value in a filling serving size for an affordable price to stretch your dollar with flavor for days that'll make you holler. Their mission statement rings true to the Good Faith Podcast, that life may throw you around, but you can never give up. How true. Scan the QR code on the screen and find their link in the description and tap into the best beef jerky on the market. HollerBoysJerky.com. That's holler with an A. Holler Boys Jerky. The only good jerk. All right, let me take that down. And should we get into... See...
You don't want to try it?
Oh, I do want to try it, actually. How is it? Is it very hot?
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
I can handle hot. No,
You
it's pretty
just
hot.
Shove more hotness in it. I can handle hot.
They're pretty hot. So, I'm like so unprepared. And I don't know. I want to like give our folks a quick second to like get with us.
Get with it.
So I'm going to play a little music and I'm going to text the link out to some people and we'll reconvene in a second. All right, guys. Thanks for taking that break with me, just so I can ensure that we get copyrighted, because I don't want money. I hate money. I like to do
Why
anything I
effort,
can.
You want to spend it all.
Yep. All right. Why don't we turn to Reddit, and guys, if you're listening, also tell us if we're coming in good. I got these new microphones, and they're supposed to like pick up more sound. You don't have to talk directly into them. I just want to make sure.
Sounds good.
Sounds good
Probably
for
not
me.
me, though.
Yeah, I wish I could. I'll have to start sending you these Reddits, so that way, if ever we need to, well, just if we ever need to, you can like read some of them, and I can read some of them. We can like switch off. All right, how about this? I'm a 23-year-old girl waiting for marriage to have sex, and I know I should tell a guy pretty soon, just so I don't lead him on if he's not interested. I thought maybe the first or second date was fine, but some guys I've talked to said to inform them even before the first date, or to add that to any dating apps I might use, which I think is a little weird, but I don't know if it's the way to go about it. How soon should I inform a guy I'm a virgin waiting for marriage?
I feel like it's fine to do it right away. Like, let them know, so you're not wasting each other's time. It's kind of hard to get that out of the way, though. It's not like something you can really talk about on a first date or before a first. I guess you can put it on your profile. But like,
I think it's like honestly, like I think a first date's not necessarily the most romantic. Like a first date's not a romantic date. A first date is just a date to like qualify or disqualify each other. You know, like how do our spiritual beliefs align? How do our financial choices align? How do
go over all that on your first date?
I think you can like
I feel like people usually do. They're just trying to have fun.
well, see, like there's so much nerves, so much pressure, so much stuff. Like, why not just double down on all that stuff instead of trying to make it this like carefree experience? Instead of trying to make it this like experience where we just vibe and whatnot. Why not just make sure that you test and qualify compatibility. That way, you're not wasting your time. Like maybe the person that you're dating is interested in having, quick casual sex. Maybe the person that you're on a date with is interested in waiting until marriage. That's the kind of thing that you should probably put out on the table, rather quickly. Maybe the person that you're going on a date with is like super frugal with their finances. Maybe the person that you're going on a date with is a degenerate gambler who likes to make like 17-leg parlays and put like $800 on them. So like you want to know. I think you want to know. I think I'd rather know all the red flags as early on as I can. That way I can make a decision whether.
Do you think people with those red flags are going to just admit to them right away? I feel like they would want to say those.
Like, so do you think that a woman waiting until marriage is a red flag?
Not for me, but for some people, yeah.
You see, she's definitely stingy with the puss. That's for sure.
Plus, it's.
I find it funny that women like yourself, baby mamas, also want to get stingy with the puss.
Like, other people with, like, Christian beliefs or beliefs of just not wanting to have sex until marriage as well would fall in line with that. So it wouldn't be a red flag for them. But hopefully you're searching, I guess, in places where those ideas align.
Like I'm not even entirely
all the way from over there. You're blocked by the wall.
Are you good on water?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not even entirely sure that it would be a deal breaker for me if a woman was a virgin and chose to be stingy with the puss. Like, if you'll notice what Kevin Samuel says is like it's not okay for a baby mama to be stingy with the puss. You know what I mean? Like, if two people done came out of you, then you can't be stingy with it. But if if it's been a standard that you have always held, I think it's okay to continue to holding that standard. If anything, like it really just elevates your value. It makes you like an extremely selective woman who doesn't just bust it wide open for randoms. You know, so yeah, it would not it would make me it would make me think. Like I wouldn't necessarily be like it wouldn't scare me away, but it would not it would make me like definitely like stop and think about it and you know want to ask it'd be like a nice like conversational topic talking about you know whether we're like compatible and you know what a future would look like with those conditions you know um am I dating a woman hater?
That's Chris.
I've been dating this guy with a daughter for about 3 months, and he wants me to meet his daughter. I asked him how her mother would feel about it, and he says that it doesn't matter. For reference, his daughter is 4. I asked him about his relationship with her mother, and he said that she's not a good mother and is lazy and doesn't take care of herself. He claimed she was sneaky and only wanted him for child support. He claimed she doesn't even really like kids and doesn't take up time with her children and has no friends.
How can it be for child support if he has custody? Does he not?
Probably split. If I had to take a guess, who knows? Maybe maybe he's just full of shit. He said he wanted full custody, but it's a mother's state, so he didn't get it. I did a thing I probably shouldn't have. I looked her up. Turns out she's an entire corporate baddie.
Corporate baddie.
Fucking oxymoron much? She works for a huge company and from
lazy.
She works for a huge company and from her LinkedIn, everyone loves her. She's genuinely beautiful and her esthetician, I think that's how it's spelled or pronounced, even gushed about how great she is. She definitely takes care of herself because she definitely takes care of herself, or she has a great surgeon because she has a body on her. She has pictures of her and her kids jet setting around the world. Apparently, her oldest kid is a genius, and their shared daughter is just a ray of sunshine. She posts about all their accomplishments constantly. My boyfriend says that she looks for excuses to withhold their daughter from them and never wants to turn her over when it's his time. But when I go through pictures on her Instagram, she's actually out with blah blah blah. Wait, she's actually out with friends or boyfriends on a boat and jet skis, just having a blast when he has their daughter. So here's the problem. He seems to have lied, or she's great at covering up her real life. I think it's probably a mixture of both. Am I dating an incel red pill type? Would you trust him that she's really just a terrible person when her social media makes me want to follow her and be her friend? Yeah, you should trust what she puts on social media. That's exactly who she is. I'm sure she doesn't, you know, do it up, you know, to make herself seem like she has the most interesting life. I know that people say there are 3 sides to the truth, but I have a hard time thinking that someone who does all the things she shows on social media is just a shit mother. Turns out his mom also talks to her at least once a week.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I can't. This is just hearsay. Like I don't. He could be. He could be not. It's just that like I feel like they're probably a mixture of all of those truths. Where he probably hates her for I guess being divorced or whatever they are, and that the mother probably does care about their kid. Probably spends time with them. So I don't think like what he's saying is completely true, but I don't think that even necessarily makes him a woman hater. It's just probably an ex-wife hater, which is kind of normal. Usually people don't like their exes.
Yeah, I think that's most likely true. Um, she says she's just jealous because she thought she'd be a frumpy old toad. I just love the, I love the use of I love the use of the word frumpy. Frumpy is a great word. The comment he's saying are sounding really bitter. I'm getting the feeling he's upset his life doesn't look like hers. I would avoid this kind of sticky situation if you could.
I mean, he definitely lied about her being lazy, though. That's just not true.
Yeah. I mean, it is definitely possible that she's prioritizing her career over the family.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I don't think she's lazy.
Maybe not lazy, but maybe she's lazy with the family and not lazy in her career.
Yeah.
She also might not be as happy as she portrays herself to be. A lot of people look like they have perfect lives on social media when in reality they don't. He does sound really bitter though.
But he does sound bitter.
OP, I would generally recommend blocking this guy since, yes, you are right. He's probably a manosphere red pill loser. Mother state, or whatever is right-wing misogynist dog whistle, not getting involved is best. But I think telling the mother about him will be good because she can use it for full custody. Yeah, that sounds like a fucking great thing to do. Stick your nose into a fucking family that's trying to co-parent civilly, and I don't believe men who treat women this way should have custody of their children. This part is up to you. At the very least, run.
How is he treating her?
He's he's not fucking giving 5-star Yelp reviews to his ex-wife and mother of his child.
I don't know what the circumstances that led to them breaking up, but it's not like anything said here leads us to believe one way or the other that one was really bad and one wasn't.
Yeah.
It was probably a mixture of both being bad. I don't know.
One, he should care about his daughter though, regardless of the custody order. A revolving door of girlfriends isn't good for that kid's sense of stability in the world. A father making shitty, selfish decisions is a red flag. Two, the fact that he wants you to meet his kid so soon is a red flag for you, too. He's probably looking for a new bang maid, which, what is a bang maid? It sounds intriguing to say the least. A bang maid.
Maid?
Yeah, it's a bang maid / sitter. It sounds like somebody who does all the domestic responsibilities of a maid who you bang. Sounds like kind of intriguing. So
you find it intriguing.
He's looking for a new bang maid / sitter situation so he can foist off his parenting responsibilities on you. I mean,
that's not really what I thought when he said that.
I didn't either. It's probably just that
he likes you and wants you to meet.
That's what I'm thinking. If it was
and a revolving door of women, what about the ex-wife? Is she not having men over?
She's probably getting fucking smutted out in every.
We don't need to say it like that, but I don't think either are treating their daughter poorly, and they said she had another son or something too.
Yeah.
With him or with someone else?
That's a good question. I didn't even think about that, but no, I don't think it's with him.
Because he only mentioned the daughter.
You're right. So this is probably some 2 for 2. Just multiple baby daddies in every new country that she jet sets to. Wait, you're right though. Where does it say that?
When she was talking about her Instagram or something, or her, I don't know, what she started looking up about her. And the boy's like a genius or something.
Yeah, where is that?
I have no idea.
Now I can't even find it. She has pictures of her and her kids jet setting around the world apparently her oldest kid is a genius, and their shared daughter is just a ray of sunshine. Yeah. So she's got two of these baby daddies out there in the world probably sharing these unfavorable opinions about her. So, I don't know. The biggest red flag is the well-debunked manosphere myth about family court favoring mothers. Men hardly ever ask for custody, but
That's true.
but when they do, they win full or partial custody 94% of the time. I mean, partial custody could be 1% of custody.
It could also be like 50% or that. You don't even know.
It could, but
but you're going to the immediate negative that it's only 1%.
But partial custody does not indicate a fair 50-50 split of custody. It could be,
what did she say? 94%.
Kelly Bullock said, "Hi guys, how is Omaha?"
Omaha's good. The weather's beautiful. It rained today, but today's the only day it's supposed to rain. A lot of walking. Everybody has this myth about Nebraska that it's just this big flat state, and Omaha's
only in Omaha. We haven't visited the rest of Nebraska.
I'm sure most of Nebraska is flat plain land, but Omaha's actually really hilly.
Part of the Dust Bowl, isn't it? Along with Kansas.
I believe so, yeah.
Which is supposed to be mostly flat. But I mean, I'm sure parts of areas have hills.
But the stat was men hardly ever ask for custody.
It's 13%.
Well,
13%
what?
of men ask for custody.
Ask for custody. They're probably hoping that the judge is gonna rule in favor and just why.
Men don't really. They just don't really go after custody.
But why? Why would? I guess I'm just thinking. If it were possible to be included in a prenup, I would like to have a custody agreement written in a contract.
I don't know if you can, unless you already have it. I don't even know if you can.
Why not?
What because isn't it supposed to be about finances, not about your?
It's supposed to be about everything.
But kid is it's shared parental. It's not something you can just say, oh yeah, I'm getting the custody all the time in this prenup. You can't just say that.
Well, I want 50-50 custody if anything ever happens.
Well, you can put that in court regardless, and it depends on what happens. If you cheated, you don't get 50% regardless. I don't think you can put that in a prenup.
Kelly Bullock said, "So before you have kids, you are gonna prenup that lol."
Yeah, you can't put child custody in a prenup. No child custody, visitation, or child support cannot be included in a prenuptial agreement and will not be legally enforceable. These matters are determined by a court based on the best interests of the child at the time of divorce, not in a pre-marriage agreement.
That's weird.
That's not weird. Prenups are about your finances, and a kid, it's always about a kid's best interest. If someone is more to blame for the divorce, they're gonna get less custody, or however the court views it.
Well, yeah. All right. Further, when there are allegations of domestic violence against the father by the mother,
would be another thing.
What?
If there's domestic violence, or
that makes sense.
When there's if you made it a prenup, yeah, I get 50-50 regardless if I just domestically abuse.
Well, I'm not gonna domestically abuse whoever for any.
Yeah, but that's why it can't be enforced in a prenuptial agreement. It's gonna be decided by the court on what the circumstances of the marriage were.
Fathers will actually win custody 72% of the time versus 67% of the time without allegations. What? So you're telling me that when there's domestic violence, men's likelihood of gaining full custody increases? I just think this person is just wrong.
Well, she was right on the first part with men not really even going for child support.
Meanwhile, mothers who claim there is child sex abuse in the home will lose custody 68% of the time. Anyway, chances are he didn't ask the court for a custody agreement in the first place. Never trust a single dad. I upvoted this. Never be a stepmom. You will do all the work and will always come last. Facts. If you want to, in this book they're talking about what is it? I think it's selective discrimination or something like that. If you want to selectively discriminate against single dads, that is your prerogative. Just like I'll selectively discriminate against single moms. What is it? It's called statistical discrimination. It's okay to statistically discriminate against the person that you're going to share a life with. You know, like you shouldn't settle for a single dad. Just like no, like you should settle, but
not
like
that far.
yeah, like you should have boundaries and you should have non-negotiables that you're unwilling to settle for. And I think it's perfectly reasonable to not settle for anybody who shared their their fatherhood or motherhood with another person. You know, all you're gonna do is just come in and be like this, like this third wheel kind of thing. It's not about legality. It's about respect. Don't forget, the way he's talking about and treating her is the same way he'd treat you if y'all had a kid then separated. Yeah, I mean, like, he's consistent. He's not gonna, like I said, he's not gonna treat his ex-wife like she's a fucking prize. You know, she probably had a horrible, falling out with the man, and that's what happens when people have horrible falling outs with each other. They don't share glamorous reviews about, the other. Anyway, but I do agree. I do agree about statistically discriminating against the guy. If you want to just say, hey, he's a single father, I'm not interested. That's perfectly fine, All right, on to something financial. Why do tellers ask you what you're doing with the money you're withdrawing? I withdrew a relatively small amount of money, only $5,000, but every time I make these...
What, relatively small for, like, is normal?
Well, it's just what he says. But every time I make these withdrawals, the teller asks me what the money is for. Why? Next time I'm saying hookers and blow.
Cool, good job. They tend to want to know if it's like a pattern, so it's not like fraudulent and stuff, and like you should know why they're asking.
Yeah.
You're gonna say it's hookers and blow, then you're gonna get a red flag for it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
they might not even care about that either, but like,
no, but you are right. As a person who works in this industry, I asked that, and they said to check if you're being scammed. I said I definitely am. It's for my taxes.
Wait, you made a big withdrawal and they asked if you're being scammed.
Yeah. No. Like that was a commenter, not me. But I upvoted it. Banks are trying to protect their customers, not to be nosy. We honestly don't care what you do with your money. Exactly. But when you refuse to provide a reason or joke that it's for hookers and blow, other illegal activities, that will absolutely throw up red flags and might land you on a list, possibly followed by closure of your account or other not so
Kelly
fun.
Bullock said, I've never been asked what my WD is for.
Probably, did you ever withdraw $5,000?
Yeah,
Like,
usually it's like, I guess 1,000 or more, they might question it. Or if it's like not normal, for like if you normally withdraw like thousands of dollars all the time because like you have a business or something and it's already known, they usually won't really question it. And then I think if it's like 10,000 more, there's like specific forms you have to fill out for it.
Did you what was it?
That one, it was the marshmallow.
Oh,
I think it's that.
Oh shit! I'm so excited. This is a Scotch Mellow from See's Candy.
You hope.
Yep. It's a Scotch Mellow.
But what were we saying about it?
To make sure you're not getting scammed.
Also, why do you care so much?
Yeah.
Like, you just tell them whatever it's for. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
what are you're going to get in trouble for saying that? Also, I don't think they would close your account. They would probably freeze some of the funds maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and like get like the what we call ERM, but like the risk management team involved in it. So it's like it's literally just for the customer safety. So I don't know why it's an issue that you want to put on Reddit about.
All right, on to the next one. Hey everyone, this is my first post, so bear with me. What did you just try now?
The milk chocolate nougat, I guess, or whatever.
That seems like a you one. What was that? That was like kind of round top.
Yeah.
We only had one of
Might have
them.
been the only one,
Yeah.
Here, peanut butter patty.
Yeah, I can't wait for them. Hey everyone, this is my first post, so bear with
Be
me.
nice.
I love when people come to the internet like expecting civility and like honor and
They kinda are
dignity.
now. I feel like we've gotten better,
Who, us?
like as a society, not us specifically.
We're still just as debaucherous as we've always been. My boyfriend's 22 and I'm 21. We have been together a little over a year and have been in a good relationship for the most part. But basically, last I was on the phone with my boyfriend like usual, and he randomly says he had to tell me something and that it might be an awkward conversation. I asked what it was about, and he said sex.
Okay.
I automatically assumed he was just going to say something stupid and funny, but he started talking about how sometimes when we do things, he smells some stuff. And I'm a very hygienic person and always clean down there. I shower 2 times a day and have never been told I smell. Anyways, he tells me that sometimes it smells, and I was really confused. I asked him when assuming it was just the past couple of times we had sex. He says it has been since the first time we got together, but he never wanted to say anything and hurt my feelings. Well, yeah, I mean, you just let it all compound and let it hurt your feelings that way. But I mean, either way. I didn't yell at him and told him I will try to fix it. But for some reason, I feel really sad and bad, and I don't see myself doing things with him again after that. I feel so beyond embarrassed. He was nice about it, but I'm angry he waited so long to tell me. We definitely love having sex and do almost every other 2 days, 2 times per that day. That's why I feel so betrayed that he brings this up now. But he also said something that threw me off. He said that the other girls he's been with smelled like absolutely nothing. But aren't vaginas supposed to smell like vagina? I don't even know. Since he had told me I have spent over $100 on vaginal odor control products, I just feel lost and don't want to tell any of my friends about this. What should I do? Am I overthinking, overreacting? Is this normal? Also, if you have gone through this, can you give me some tips? Thanks.
I feel like she's waiting for tips from women, not from us.
Well, what are
Okay, so you're appropriately whopping, which means your pH levels are perfectly balanced.
what are your tips? Do you have any tips?
I guess douching. Like I'm not sure. Whatever makes it smell better. Or
Should she stay with him? Should she leave him?
Why? Like he was just being honest.
So you say stay?
Yeah. What?
Okay.
I can understand why she's embarrassed to have sex with him now, but like, hopefully she can, like, maybe make it smell better and they can get past it. I don't know.
So I dated a woman like that. At first, I just thought she was using some sort of product. She would literally go jogging, work out, and basically be covered in sweat. I'm telling you, nothing in the correct word. Literally nothing smelled. Not even a faint anything. She just said it's always been like that. In OP's case, you are probably correct, though. Because he's like, she's coming asking for, like, advice. He's like, listen, I dated a woman. She didn't smell like nothing. She smelled like pure glacial water. I'm telling you, you probably got some messed up pH, something. You got something going on. You might want to get that checked. Also, to me, vaginas either smell like raw aloe leaf or faintly of Fritos. It's a slimy.
Fritos? Who is this? What?
it's a slimy hole in your body. It's not gonna smell heavenly, you know.
Yeah, but who the fuck is smelling Fritos or aloe leaves?
I would kind of like a Frito.
Aloe?
No, like
I
I
don't-
would like a Frito vagina. Like I think like maybe not. I could be
Maybe if
wrong.
it tasted like it.
I don't know.
What?
I'd
I
have
don't know.
Stop using all the older stuff. Just use unscented soap and a rag, baby. You know. And she also sounds like the elephant in Adventure Time. What's her name?
Oh, I can't think of her name right now.
She's
Tree
like
trunks.
she sounds like tree trunks. Just use some unscented soap and a rag, baby. You don't need all that.
She doesn't sound like that. That's like the opposite of tree trunks.
What's he trying to pull here? Is this a power move or some type of manipulation? No, maybe it's just called the truth. I know women are not used to men telling them the truth.
Well,
So-
yeah, he wasn't until now. So
So this must seem like some type of power move or manipulation. It's called him telling you the truth. I'm sorry, you can't handle it. And like that, like you have to decide what you want to do from there. Do you want to stay with him? Do you want to try?
it sounds like she does. She just like spent $100 on fixing it.
It sounds like the things aren't as tight. BS young men used to try and pull in the 90s. I hope we learned
In the
enough
90s?
since then to shut that garbage down.
I don't know. I mean, it could be, but like I feel like there are times where it can smell bad.
Yeah, I think that could be fair, Vaginas smell, and that's normal. Even healthy, clean, non-menstruating vaginas will typically have a certain pleasant, at least to me, je ne sais quoi. For lack of a better description, I just saved this because of je ne sais quoi. What does that even mean? What does that even
it's
mean?
French, but I don't know this.
What does that mean?
What I just said.
For lack of a better description, it is a feminine and mildly earthly aroma. Also, different women's body chemistry is different, so maybe the other women smelled more neutral to your boyfriend. Or maybe he wasn't doing his job well and getting his face down there often enough like he should with them.
Je ne sais quoi just means I don't know what.
Hi. This is alright, so guess who wrote this one?
What, just offer nothing? Just
No. Alright, I'm gonna give it away. Hi. You probably have bacterial vaginosis. It's a common problem if you add a new sexual partner or your pH levels are changed. It's best believed not to use scented products when washing. Regular soap and water is fine, unless you're on your period. Intimate wash may be used. Oh, before anything else, douching is not recommended as it disrupts your vaginal flora. Start taking prebiotics and drop the scented vaginal wash. Best of luck.
Is this supposed to be
Heat it up, Edward. Catch a charge.
He said bacterial vaginosis.
But like that's actually him.
No, I'm sure it's not. But
It could be.
I mean, she might have a yeast infection. She might have bacterial vaginosis if she's, if her.
I do hear douching is bad. I don't know exactly.
Well, that was your advice.
I know.
You're giving faulty
I
advice.
said I don't know. I think you should ask women about it.
All right. So, but yeah, I might be of the train of thought that, I think certain people just emit certain pheromones. That last one might be correct. You might actually have bacterial vaginosis. It's not like, it's probably not some disgusting apparent disease that you're experiencing all this discomfort. It might just be
bacterial vaginosis is a disease, but
it is a disease, but it might just be gingivitis or something like that, where you're just it just has a bad smell, but it's not necessarily causing any physical discomfort. It might just
doesn't that cause discomfort? Isn't
Not
that
really.
bad for your gums?
it's bad. It's worse
You don't
than
feel
not
it?
having, but no, it's not I think I have gingivitis, or I have gums disease or something
Well,
like that.
It's a type of gum disease.
Yeah, it's something that you can live with, and if you
Sure.
if you're not like following up on your pH levels, you're not following up on like all that stuff. It could probably go like unnoticed. So I think maybe she should consult with the OBGYN, figure out what's exactly going on, and take measures to rectify that. But at some point, it might just be that her boyfriend just doesn't is not like hormonally attracted to her smells, and
In the early stages, gingivitis isn't usually painful, but later on it can cause more pain and other symptoms like bleeding of the gums and bad breath.
What about bacterial vaginosis?
I want to put this in my search history.
Sure, like just don't ask for pictures. But I don't think that it's not like
what, symptoms or what am I looking up?
just like type in bacterial vaginosis, like bacterial vaginosis.
A foul-smelling, fishy vaginal odor, thin gray, white, or greenish vaginal discharge, vaginal itching, and a burning sensation during urination. Up to 84% of individuals with BV may not experience any symptoms.
Yeah. So like she could have it
Sure.
and just not know it, and maybe like her boyfriend being truthful for once could be like
For once.
Saving her vagina.
I don't know if it's like a serious thing, like that'll destroy your vagina, but
Well, if it starts having discharge, definitely saving it.
I think if you notice, you'll probably notice that and go to a doctor for that.
All right. What do you like better, the Fuego or the
I don't really like Fuego.
You don't really. You can't say
I
that.
mean, I like the Fuego. I just don't like spicy. I like the honey bourbon, or what was it? Peach bourbon? I like the peach bourbon best still.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Oh.
What we did?
Mm-hmm.
24 female and my fiance, 26 male, are at a tough spot in our relationship because his parents want to take $25K of his inheritance from his great aunt / godmother, who was very close with growing up. So for the backstory, when his great aunt passed away last March, she left him about $50K. Last year, his parents had a conversation with him about how the money was going to get distributed without me there, and they basically told him he needs to give them $30,000. I don't even know how they convinced him to do that, but they did. Please keep in mind that this aunt also left them a bunch of money, and they are very wealthy even without it. Both of his parents are wealthy. His dad wanted $15K at a time, so that he wouldn't get taxed more on the money. So without me knowing, my fiance gave him the $15K last year. Over the holidays, we were fighting with. Is it on the next one?
Mm-hmm.
We were fighting with his parents because we have 2 little children, and they would not keep his brother's very unstable and dangerous dog that has tried to bite my kids multiple times away from them. Please keep in mind, this was an ongoing issue. Me and my... Are these all part of the same thing? Me and my fiance had a conversation while all the dog's chaos was going on that if his dad asked for the other $15K, he would tell them no, there's no way that they're getting it, and he should have never gave them the first $15K. Well, on Good Friday, his dad secretly pulled him over, and his parents told him that the bank made a mistake and the money was only supposed to go to my fiance if my fiance's dad passed away, and since he didn't pass away yet, it's technically his money and it needs to go to him. I think this is a lie. I think they are extremely... You're like cut off in so many places. I don't even know where we are. Can you read this? I don't know what is what here.
Well, first of all, banks never make errors in Banks never make errors. This isn't a Monopoly game where it's like, bank error, you get $100.
What does that have to do with the bank?
We said the bank made an error.
Where did it say that? They're just talking about giving.
His parents told him that the bank made a mistake and the money was only supposed to go to my
okay.
fiance. No, banks don't make errors. I think this is a lie. I think they are extremely manipulative people, and I don't think that banks make mistakes like that. Facts. So my fiance agreed to this without me there, and then hid it from me for 3 days because he was scared I would break up with him. Let me make this clear. It's not so much about the money, but the bigger picture that my fiance cannot stand up to his parents. Fuck.
What?
I just cannot stand up to his parents and clearly never will. I feel like I will always be second to what they want, even though he doesn't even like them. It feels like he cares about their respect more. I told him that I'm not going to fight over money. That's not mine. So my fiance, but this is ridiculous. I thought about breaking off the wedding, but I really do want to marry him. I love him so much. It just feels like he's never going to be able to put our family first, and I'm always going to be second to what his parents want, even if he knows it's not right. He did hide it from me. I don't know what to do. He hasn't signed anything or given them the money yet. My fiance thoughts about I hate when people are not able to like type perfect English. Like take the time if you really want good advice, fucking learn how to type English. My fiance thoughts about is he thinks it's wrong of them to take the money, but he'd rather just keep the peace because they act fucking crazy when they're upset about something and are not getting their way. And he never wants to feel like he has to choose between me or them again. Honestly, I was kind of done with them after the whole dog thing. I'd be respectful even though I don't respect them. Well, then you're not respectful. You're just fake. But try to keep contact to a minimum. I didn't totally want to cut... I didn't totally want to cut them out of my lives for my kids' sake, even though I don't care if I never see them again or not. I just feel like if he can't stand up to them over $25,000, 25,000K, that's not how you write 25.
She's been mixing the ways. Like she'll do 15K and then $15,000 and then I guess that.
But like, what's the point of the K? Like the K means thousand.
Yeah.
That is his. He's never going to. It's also kind of a turn. That actually is grammatically correct. It's also kind of a turn off to me because I feel like it's weak.
What?
Advice, advice needed, please.
I guess you need to sit down and talk to him about not letting his parents walk all over him, but I don't know if you still love him, and hopefully you can have this conversation. I don't see a reason to really break up or call off the wedding.
You need to really think if you want to marry a man who has no spine and who cares more about upsetting his parents than providing for his children's future. Seriously, do not lock in legally if he can't choose you and your children over everyone. He is literally saying he will sacrifice his children's future security to avoid a temporary negative feeling. You missed how dumb and gullible he is. They already have kids, so divorce or not, she's stuck with them for a long time.
Oh, they already have kids?
Yeah. Some people seem really kind and sweet when they actually just give in to everything. This guy just gives in because his parents trained him to do that long ago. And he probably gives in to OP the same way, which she likes when he bends to her. But he is always going to bend more to his parents because they trained him. He needs some therapy because the OP ordering him around isn't going to fix this. That's just another person ordering him around. Facts. She probably does love that he's a nice guy to her, does everything that she says. Nobody's going to talk about how OP feels entitled to her fiance's great aunt's estate.
She was saying that it wasn't hers. I don't think she feels entitled to it. I think she feels he is entitled to it.
Maybe. Did you ever meet the woman? Did you ever speak one word? Oh, fuck. Did you ever speak one word to her? No, I doubt it. But her literal siblings are the villains for deciding how her wealth should be stewarded in her wake. You said they're wealthy. They're probably not doing this for the money. They probably just don't want to see you dick off $35,000 to have a princess party in hopes of showing up all your girlfriends. Why exactly do you feel entitled to this money? Is he spineless? Yes. But I suspect you would be even more pissed off if he stood up to you and told you no. You aren't upset that he's a nice guy who can't tell you no. You're upset that he's a nice guy who can't tell his flesh and blood no. This is none of your business. This is between your fiance and his parents. While I don't agree at all with what his folks are doing, there's no reason for you to be involved. They have kids that will have to provide, she will have to provide for, since he is giving away assets that could be used for their support. They are about to commingle finances, and she has no guarantee that he won't start giving away her money too. Well, they could get a prenup and she could protect her money, but something tells me, she doesn't have the money. His inheritance is his, not yours. Just as your inheritance would be yours, not his.
It's not making it his. It's making it his parents, basically. Which I guess he could just give it to them, but I don't know.
Well, they are it's maybe he's not a responsible person, and they don't want to see him do something stupid with it. But I understand. You sound very entitled. Just saying.
I feel like he has a family and would have to be responsible with it. If he's not, then this whole marriage is doomed regardless.
Well, yeah, I think it probably is doomed. Just like that one half of all marriages are doomed.
Actually
Doomed. It's what?
It's like in the 40s.
40% are getting
Like
divorced.
It's been steadily declining since early 2000s or the late 90s.
That's very interesting. I think it's probably because a lot of families are being started just out of wedlock entirely. So the couples that are choosing to get married are probably more prudent family planners, and the people who are reckless are just choosing to start families without marriage.
I don't think that would change. I think that's always the case. I don't think we're having more
Kids out of wedlock?
Not really.
Yeah, we are. We're having the most that there's ever been in human history.
Okay.
I think it's I forget what the numbers are, but it's a shit ton of kids are being born outside of marriage these days. I don't want to say 70% because that sounds absolutely ridiculous. But
approximately 39.8% of all births are to unmarried women. This means about 40% of children are born outside of marriage. Significantly increased since the 1960s. In 2020 it was 40.5. It's been going down. 2018 it was 39.6. I don't think I don't even think there's a correlation.
wait, what?
It was 45. It was higher in 2020 than it is now.
Wait, a correlation between what?
I don't think there's a correlation between what you're saying, because divorce rate has been going down steadily, but this hasn't been going up steadily.
I mean, if in a period of 5 years, no, but in a period of hundreds of years of human history, it's going up.
Yeah, but the divorce rate wasn't. That wasn't like 100-year thing that's been going on.
Yeah, marriages have been.
It hasn't. No. I mean, like the divorce rate didn't just like go up for 100 years. It went up for like 80 years and then declined for the last 20. This hasn't really. This is kind of just flatlined. All right, let's just move on.
Okay. I have a strong feeling that you might be getting bamboozled. Me thinks he's protecting his inheritance from becoming marital property. I think that is a very possible explanation for all of this. He will never stand up to them. Don't marry this simp. Your life will always come second to his parents' demands. Genesis 2:24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. Even if you're not religious, this verse shows that even 2,000 years ago, it has been an issue with humans once they get married to leave their family of origin. When he marries you, he should make you and his family his new family of choice, his top priority. I want to marry you, but will rethink that if you can't stand up to your parents. 2 thoughts. First, someone looking for money support will review their options from most convenient to least convenient. When you're asked by someone in a position, it may feel like when you're asked by someone in a hard position, it may feel like you're the difference between their chance to succeed and their chance to fail, but you're really just the next stop on the list. There was an easier one before you, and there will be a harder one after you. Second, what appears to be a crisis is often the end of the illusion that things were working. It's rare that someone is actually in a situation where they were okay before and they'll be okay after, if they can just resolve one immediate issue. Learn to say, I don't have any more money to lend. Well, she doesn't have money to lend. This isn't her money. You might have more money, but not more money to lend.
Yeah, percentage of births out of wedlock haven't changed since 2008, really. It's just flatlined.
Yeah. Alright. I'm 60, and I'm financially stupid, and married to someone equally stupid with money. We are in a predicament now, and I'm unsure how to solve it. Please be kind when responding. This is the internet person. I know I've made some bad decisions. I'm looking for some hope and potential advice. We have 2 houses in 2 different states. You can't be doing that bad if you have 2 houses.
Okay.
One is paid for entirely. You can't be doing that bad if one of your houses is entirely paid off. We live there. And the other has a remaining mortgage of $40,000. That's not that bad either. Like, you can, if you're still working, I feel like they're probably not still working. Otherwise, that would be...
Well, read on. We'll find out.
We have one of our children living in the house with a mortgage, and we are having them pay enough rent to cover the mortgage, taxes too. Our child would be in dire straits if she had to move and find an equally nice home for the money. I found out that my husband... Oh, God. This is always the problem. It's always like spouses keeping things from each other, and then they just drop this bombshell.
That's why communication is the biggest thing.
It's key. I found out my husband has not paid the mortgage for 2 months. That's not that bad. It could be much worse. And now I have to pay $3,000 to keep up. I depleted 70% of my 401k to pay for Parent Plus loans.
What are
Fuck.
Parent Plus?
It means you need to co-sign on your child's student loan in order for them to fucking take out the loan. Because banks understand that it is a bad bet to gamble on a fucking child's education, but it's okay if a parent is there to, financially back it in the case of calamity.
Because you need it for a minor can't sign.
I am disabled now and work full-time job, and I'm looking for a weekend job. My husband does rideshare. We have... Oh, man. Okay, so that's where I cut it off. I'm disabled and work a full-time job and
Why do
looking
you
for...
cut it off all the time?
Because, like, I can't have, like, millions and millions of fucking...
But shouldn't you have the whole message at least so that we know what we're talking about?
Well, we have enough of the picture. She depleted...
Not really.
She depleted...
What is the issue exactly?
I mean, the issue is that...
She wants more money? Like,
alright, here are the facts. The facts are she's 60.
okay.
And let's just assume that her husband is also exactly 60, although he's probably older. They have two houses. One's entirely paid for. The other has $40,000 left on the mortgage. Their daughter is living in that house and paying the mortgage.
They don't even say a whole lot of it.
Well, let's just assume she's between two. I'm gonna assume that she's 30, but
we're making too many assumptions.
let's give her the benefit of the
advice.
doubt that the daughter is 26 and she did a great job in college. She got out early, and now she's got a great job where she's able to pay.
Well, then there's no issue then.
No, but all right. So let's be realistic. The daughter probably floundered out of college, and that's why she's needing mom to deplete 70% of her 401k to pay for the student plus loans and some credit card debt.
Well, the credit card debt's on her.
Yeah, that's the mom's. But all right, so I mean, I don't really understand what advice she's looking
That's
for
what
other
I'm
than
saying.
I like advice would be if you are reincarnated, ma'am. If you're reincarnated.
Okay, so if I wanted a high value meal, what do I do?
Be reincarnated. You can't get one.
If you're reincarnated and you contribute for 60 years to another 401k, don't deplete it. Especially if you're not retired, like that is your retirement savings. So that's my advice.
The advice then would be to not sign a Parent Plus loan.
Yeah.
I think we're back.
We're still on the network.
Yes, we're back.
Okay. Sorry, guys. A little bit of connection problems. When we got here, there was like a power outage. There's like construction going on right down the street.
Everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like Omaha's booming, dude. Omaha's booming. They're just building.
The roads look terrible.
They're
fixing a lot.
There's a lot of broken roads, but the buildings are beautiful. When I talk about the brick, some of the brick that we've seen in this city, some of the best brick. I've seen some huge buildings, huge. All right. The origin of all this problem is co-signing for a student loan. I mean, you can maybe just sell the other house, and that would probably like take care of all your problems, right? Like you sell.
I guess I don't know what this. I mean, they could let the daughter live in one of them. Right?
Well, that's what they're doing right now.
So if they sold the other one, would she still be able to live with them? It sounds like it's probably too small for all of them. That's why she's living in one.
Maybe, but like maybe, I don't know. Maybe.
There's like a lot more information we need here to really judge it.
Great time for a family meeting. All money goes in a pot and priorities are established for payments. If family cannot be in agreement, house with mortgage sold and all proceeds pay off remaining debt. Daughter can find apartment or move back home. Daughter has the funds to cover the mortgage and taxes. Probably doesn't have a down payment for the value of the home, but parents should work with her to get that home to the daughter and away from the hands of two people who can't manage money at all. Who says that they can't manage money? Like,
well, they said it themselves.
Yeah, but like,
please be kind.
This person says, I guarantee you that money is gone. It's not sitting in a savings account. They are spending more than they make. So the child's rent went to expenses rather than the mortgage. What? Making a mountain out of a molehill when catching up, the mortgage drained 70% of their retirement accounts? No, the 70% of the 401k paid the school loans and credit card debt. To me, it sounds like they used their 401k to get out of debt, And I'm no financial whiz myself, so I'm not going to comment on whether that was a good or a bad idea. But everything they just said before the but is meaningless. Then the question becomes, where's the money that the child has been paying? Once the $3,000 is paid off to catch up on the mortgage, if the money the child is paying goes only to that from here on out as it's supposed to do, what other debt do they have?
Well, it's not how it's supposed to be. Both of them involved, isn't it? The parent and the child, like they split it.
Well, not for the mortgage of the
I thought
house.
they were talking about the parent plus.
No, that's nobody has
Or is
addressed
that
that. And with this shit, we kind of need like figures because like
Yeah.
it's not. It's hard to administer advice when
And we
you
don't
don't know
what
it.
they make or anything.
Like those parent plus loans could be $20,000. Those parent plus loans could be $120,000. You know, like we really have no idea. I'm gonna assume once again that they're probably on the much pricier side if
They're out to take out their 401k.
yeah. So what other debt do they have? Are the bills all being paid with the salaries that they currently live on? Using retirement accounts to pay off debt is terrible 99.99% of the time, and even worse at 60 plus. I completely agree. I upvoted it. That was my guess, but I figured if I said that, someone would tell me that I was wrong because my parents don't have many financial skills themselves. All they taught me was that if you're going to use a credit card, you need to pay it off at the end of the month. If you can't pay it off at the end of the month, you can't afford to be buying that thing, and that you need to save as much as you can.
Wait, so they take out their 401k just because they didn't pay at the end of the month? I feel like that's more for like a dire situation than just not being able to pay that month.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I mean, like I've watched enough Dave Ramsey to know that. I mean, he's dealing with people that are a lot of times in, like $250,000 of debt, and he's never saying, "Oh yeah, just like tap into your 401k and use all that money to pay off your debt." Like, it's never a good idea to rob Peter to pay Paul. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to get out of
Well, it's not. You're not robbing Peter to pay Paul. You're robbing yourself.
yeah, but
It's
like
own
your
money.
your 401k is Peter and your
But
debt
Peter
is Paul.
would mean it's another person that you're gonna owe. You're not gonna owe from your 401k. You're just not gonna have it anymore.
Yeah, but you're gonna be hurting
But
when
it's
it
not
comes.
like you're owing someone else. That's what the proverb there means. Stealing from Peter and give it to Paul. That's like not analogous.
All right, this is. All right, this is not necessarily like Reddit advice. This is just something I got from social media. Most guys think their problem is money, women, or the economy. The
Wouldn't
truth,
that be money?
what?
Wouldn't that be money?
The truth is, your biggest obstacle is the man in the mirror.
Yourself.
It's not that it's not life that's holding you back. It's your undisciplined habits, your emotional weakness, and your addiction to distractions. 1. A weak man is a slave to pleasure. He can't resist temptation. He sees cleavage and loses focus. Porn, weed, alcohol, and cheap thrills own his mind. He's not addicted to pleasure. He's allergic to control, and that's why he keeps failing. 2. A weak man talks too damn much. He reveals his every move. He wants to sound smart, so he spills secrets. He complains. He gossips. Real power doesn't announce itself. Strong men let results speak, not their mouths. 3. A weak man puts women above his purpose. He spends all day texting babes, buying gifts, begging for attention, but kings don't chase queens. They build empires, and when the throne is strong, the right queen shows up. 4. A weak man lives for likes and applause. He posts to impress. He acts to please. He's a slave to public opinion, but real men don't need validation. They walk into rooms and shift energy without saying a word. 5. A weak man wants life on easy mode. He avoids hard work. He wants shortcuts, not strategy. He fears discipline, so he remains average. But growth never comes without pain. Strong men respect the process, even when it's hell. 6. A weak man lacks consistency. He can't stick to a goal, a habit, or a plan. His life is a broken cycle of laziness, excuses, and self-pity. The world rewards the consistent, not the confused. 7. A weak man is terrified of loneliness. He clings to toxic women. He tolerates insults. He fears rejection. But real men know peace is better than company that disrespects you. 8. A weak man lives in distraction. He scrolls endlessly, games.
Talk about that.
What?
Didn't just talk about
I
it
think they
already?
did, yeah. He's entertained but unfulfilled. Then he blames the system for his poverty. Truth is, his focus is too cheap to succeed. 9. A weak man folds under pressure. Tough times come and he breaks. He quits fast, but life is a battlefield. Only those who fight, adapt, and endure rise above. 10. A weak man wants sympathy instead of self-respect. He wants people to feel sorry for him, but the world doesn't reward tears. It respects power, grit, and consistency. Get up, fix your mindset, and level up. Nobody's coming to save you. This is like a bunch of shit that I've said in like the podcast. Final word. Your
You're
habit.
taking credit for it? Like you get it from other people.
Final word. Your habits, not your hustle, shape your future. Your discipline, not your desires, define your legacy. Stop being your own enemy. Build yourself before trying to build a relationship. Control your emotions, master your mind, protect your energy. The future belongs to men who rise when everything around them tries to break them. Can you tell me something in your past that a partner did that made you instantly realize you could never marry them? What?
That's pretty much it.
That's the only thing?
Kind of. Yeah, I mean, that's the only hard boundary really that was broken.
What other hard boundary in the
I mean,
future? What other hard boundaries could be broken that would make you think that you don't want to be with a person like that?
I don't know. I don't really think there's like. I don't know.
So like, if you wanted to, if she wanted to like go out for a girls' night at the nightclub and she was
That's
wearing
not what
like,
happened, so.
but I'm not asking
like-
what happened. I'm asking.
I don't date people that party really.
So that is a boundary that you would feel uncomfortable with.
Not my thing. So if I was going with them, maybe, but like.
What if she had like a super close male best friend and you knew he definitely wasn't gay?
Okay, I don't like. I don't think that matters whether he was gay or not. If they're not like, there's no relationship past a friendship, I don't find an issue with it.
Okay. What if trying to think of what are some like common boundaries that you would allow? What if she always talked to her friends when you guys had like fights? Like, and obviously, after you just have a fight. Is this just coming in?
I don't know.
James Brennan said, "What if friends? You will still be in my pocket for a little."
Like what on his money means.
Yeah. All right, Peanut. I don't even know if he's listening. But what up, Peanut? What if she always was getting feedback from her friends about your guys' fights?
That's fine. I mean, you get advice from other people.
Okay. What if she?
I would hope she would talk to me too, but
Well, like she would, but like she's discussing your conflicts with her friends.
That's fine. I kind of expect that.
Okay.
Do you not like talk about conflicts with other people? 'Cause you definitely do.
Yeah, like I do, but like I could see how it could be definitely like problematic, and you want to
I
like.
mean, I know like people are gonna feel bad about others talking about their conflicts, but like I feel like it's like sometimes you need a third party to talk to about it. Like I don't think it's really that big a deal as a lot of people seem to make it out to be.
I think it just can like you want to represent your partner with like you want to represent them in the best light, and when you share about arguments, it like it does the opposite
You want to
of
have
that.
like a social media about your partner, just showing all the good times all the time.
Well, no, like women, especially women have like like have group chats, and where like us guys talk about like
We have group chats.
no, but we don't fucking go to our group chats like, yo, you're never gonna guess what Patricia did, dude. Patricia did
We don't
this.
have any partners.
No, but like you never hear Peanut, you never hear Rye saying like, yo, this is the fight that me and Katie had. Yo, this is the fight that me
They
and
know
Og
we
got into.
wouldn't care or want to help really.
But like women,
Well, I would, but
women do like advertise their
Yeah, 'cause
adversity.
They have more emotional IQ. They do want to help more. It's not like that they're just shitting on their boyfriend saying, look how bad he is. It's that they want advice on it and that the women want to help them on it. For the most part, guys just don't like to communicate with each other. They just want to talk about sports and shit, which is kind of a problem.
All right. Let me try to think. Guys, if you're viewing, let me know any other boundaries that you could think of that you would think of that would be like an indication that a person is not marriage material. But you said that if they did go out and were like a party girl, that would be.
It wouldn't really be my interest. If they're a party girl, I don't think I'd really like. With how I describe myself as demisexual, that would be a part of it where it's like I'm just not gonna find it attractive. So like I'm really attracted to specific personalities.
What if they had like horrendous spending habits, like, and they were
Like what, buying shoes and stuff?
like maybe it was just like a big culmination of like
Yeah, I probably wouldn't like that either.
would that be enough?
I mean, it depends on the level of it, I guess. Like,
let's say they were in like $250,000 of debt,
okay, well that's a lot.
and they earned like $125,000 a year. So they
Well, I guess it kind of depends on how this debt came in. Like, is it student loan debts? Is it?
let's say it's like 70% student loans, 20%.
Because I feel like student loan debt, it's like the money you're making now is because of that and can start to pay that off. If it's a spending habit that you're continuously doing, then you're probably not going to be able to pay it off because you're going to continue doing that spending habit.
Yeah.
So that would be less attractive. But if you're doing it, if your debt is because of how you now attained like a higher income bracket, I don't think that's.
All right. So let's say like I said, let's say only 70% of it was student loan. It is a lot. The majority of it is student loans, but there is other.
All right.
There is other. The other, like, let's say 10% of it is consumer debt, like getting plane tickets and purses and shoes and shit. 10% of it is like medical debt. Like they had something pop up and they needed to fix it, and they didn't have the money, so
they don't have it through their workplace or anything? Like insurance?
Let's just say it was maybe like some niche operation that their insurance didn't cover, and they needed to take out like a care loan or something so they could.
What, you get a boob job?
Who knows? Like it could be anything. All right, so 10% is consumer debt, 10% is medical debt, and 10% is maybe on I don't know, what's another form of debt? let's say 10% is on a car payment.
Isn't that like consumer debt anyway?
Yeah,
guess
but
it's not as, it's like one big thing.
yeah. So yeah, let's say
Well, so if it's like the medical is understandable, the car thing is something you can pay off as long as you're not like planning to buy a new car or something. And then the consumer debt, if it's only 10%, I guess that's like 25,000, still a lot. I mean, I guess I probably wouldn't based on just the numbers because it sounds like a lot of wasteful spending.
yeah, like it just sounds to me like an untenable situation where
If it was like 1,000 on consumer spending or
no,
something.
yeah, like that's totally
Okay,
different.
like
but-
3,000 to 5,000. I feel like that's a little more excessive, but not extreme.
I would almost
25.
that would almost like it would almost bug me more if someone was just holding onto a small amount of debt. Whereas if it was like a big amount of debt, they're like
Well, it's
they're
probably not that
helpless.
They're
Like,
holding onto it. It's probably that it's just it comes up every month as that amount.
but yeah, like so what? Like if they I don't know. I would just much rather a person buckle down and like address their debt.
But yeah.
Honestly, if she doesn't know about the debt snowball by the Ramsey show, like that's like a little bit of a red flag. Guys, I'm noticing we only got 2 thumbs up. Y'all motherfuckers need to like and y'all motherfuckers need to thumbs up this shit right now. No, I didn't.
Okay.
I'm being a hypocrite. I haven't even thumbs up my own video.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Y'all motherfuckers need to thumbs up this shit right now. We gonna shut this shit down. Fucking in the next 5 minutes of you.
Drunk right
Listen, listen. You're gonna thumbs up it, all right? You're gonna fucking thumbs up it. I don't give a shit, all right? You hear me? No, I'm serious, man. Thumbs up it, man. Yeah, but if a woman absolutely did not know the Ramsey method
don't.
at all, that would
Is that the 10 things that you just explained?
no.
Oh.
Yeah, like I suppose there's no real reason for you or I to know the Ramsey method, but it's still why because it's
So
like
it's only for women?
no, it's about attacking debt and getting out of debt.
Oh, so we don't need it because we don't have it.
And I'm really pissed off. I had his complete financial money guide, and I left it in a church, and I'm never gonna see it again. But it was a really good book, and it wasn't just about tackling debt. It was about all things money related, and I only read a little bit of it, and I wish that I still had that book. I'm gonna like find that book again and read that shit. Okay, so probably if she had reckless spending habits, what if her weight fluctuated? Like she did not seem to have.
What do you mean? Like, it depends on what you mean by fluctuating.
She just seemed like
Everyone's technically fluctuating.
yeah, but like let's say from month to month her weight was just fluctuating. I mean, I feel like when someone's weight fluctuates, that's like a polite way of saying they're compounding weight
Like,
quickly. Like
Just say she gained like 50 pounds.
she's gaining like 5 pounds a month.
And does it go back down, or is she just continuously gaining?
Well, the nature of fluctuate would imply
And then
that,
it goes
but
back down, yeah.
but like but no,
so it's
like
not fluctuating. it's
like
just going
let's be real. She's just she's compounding 5 pounds a month
up.
since you start talking to her. However long.
I mean, it depends at what month we are. I feel like a few months of that isn't that bad, and I feel like you can shave that off pretty.
Are you gonna like let her know?
If it gets to like a certain point, I guess.
How are you gonna
I don't
broach?
know.
How are you gonna broach the subject? Hey, like.
I have no idea because I've never had this situation, but I'm not gonna be like a dick about it.
But how
I don't
can you
know.
delicately
It's gonna
broach
be
the scenario? Sweetheart, I love you. Like you're.
I'm probably not even gonna say it all like that because then it's just gonna be sounding ridiculous. But
How are you gonna say?
You're
it?
about to say, but I don't know. I've noticed that you've been gaining weight a lot recently. honest about it.
She's got. I think in all likelihood she's gonna.
Well, then, if she breaks up with me, then okay. Like, she's gaining a lot of weight.
Okay. I went on a date with a man I've
Unless
known.
she's pregnant.
That's like a completely different scenario. I went on a date with a man I've known for less than 2 weeks last Monday. The date overall was okay, but I noticed a few red flags. I have a pretty strong British accent due to being raised in London with my younger years. Before meeting him, and even in the first few minutes of us talking, he would talk casually, but the more we spoke on the date, I began to notice him speaking super formally. It's not that he was just well spoken. He began speaking in a really posh accent and started using extremely formal language as we were at a job interview. He invited me out to eat, and when the bill came, he wanted to split. Oh my God. Money is not the main concern, although I feel as if it's a gentleman's duty to pay for the time of the person they invited out. The date went on, and we were walking around the town center. I cracked a joke at one point, and he burst out laughing, then went on to say, "I love you." I said nothing in return, and actually left shortly after he said that. Can I have another peanut butter patty?
Okay, fatty. You're gonna gain
Stop!
5 pounds.
So you're going to break up with me as a co-host?
No, you're gonna break up with me because I said you're a fatty.
I don't care. I can handle honesty.
You can what? Take the honesty.
Yeah.
Okay. So
No, fuck, it's not over.
okay, because it felt like that ended abruptly.
I asked him what he was looking for, and he actually told me he was open to anything. On the date, he was even complaining about his ex-girlfriend cheating on him. We have briefly spoken since our last date, and today he sent me a really disturbing love letter. If you want to read it, you may.
Was you just sharing it on Reddit? The whole love letter?
April 26,
Oh my
2025. Oh, God, this fucking simp
Damn, this is
pussy
only a few days
beta
ago?
cuck. It's all right. I understand you. I am here. You are here. And I love that you are here. This sounds like Joe fucking Goldberg, this guy. From You.
Oh.
But there's you. You are here. And I love that you are here. I also
He was smooth as fuck.
I also feel as if I need to say that you one last message before we part our ways. Just stop with this fucking formal speech, bro. You sound like
I
a
don't even know what
fucking
he's saying.
like a simp
It
bot.
didn't even sound formal. It just didn't sound right.
Especially if it comes from the willingness of the heart. Being with you has been one of the best things that has happened to me in this period of my life. With you, I was able to laugh, feel understood, and even for a moment, be happy. It had been so long since I had something like this. A day with you made my day. Your joy made my joy. You made all of this happen. While we walked together, you asked me, whatever it was that made me different from all the other men. Perhaps you were unsure of who I was. Perhaps you were afraid of getting badly hurt again by those closest to you. Perhaps you even tested my character.
It really does sound like this.
In truth, I'm like playing it up, trying to sound
Yeah,
more
but
like
you
him.
keep saying you, like Joe would.
Well,
A lot of yous.
in truth, I had boldly and proudly claimed to have been different. Any sane person would have considered that a red flag. I now recognize that, Beck. In regards to being different, I gave you a wrong answer. In truth, what really makes me special is my desire to listen. Listen to you.
Is that
So-
right? Oh,
to look at you in the eyes and feel everything you feel. To feel your sadness and your pain, your anger and your fear. The moments you are happy and the moments you are lost. To feel what it's like to be alone, to be misunderstood, to want to break free from a world that has wronged you, to recognize that you have the most beautiful eyes, which show a part of you that you never say, but always feel. Eyes that smile and disarm all reason when looked at. And then, to love you just the way you are, to love you without borders, to love you with a special kind of love, with a love that is patient, that's kind, that's not quick to anger, that protects and cares, that makes you feel, that keeps no records of wrongs, that does not self-boast, that endures all things, to love you with all the time in the world, just the way you are. You are passionate and steadfast. Bro, shut the fuck up. You went on one date with her.
Yeah, this is a
Psycho.
one date.
This love letter's longer than the date,
God.
probably. You're brilliant and inspiring. You are polite and gentle.
Like, this is something you say when you're going off to the military after
This is
being
like-
married.
This is like a marriage proposal. Like, your marriage proposal shouldn't even be this long.
Yeah, your vows.
Your wedding vows should not be this long. If it-
Oh my God.
You are humble and sincere. You are elegant and refined. You are humorous and calm. You are rare. You are special.
How do you know?
You
all
are
this
loved.
about her?
You don't know shit, bro. Only after a day of knowing you, I've truly realized all of this.
This is you vibes.
If this is to be my last message to you, remember one thing. I'll always be here for you, no matter how many times you might throw me away. I care for you, not because I have to, but because I want to. Yeah, what are you saying? You're demonstrating your low fucking value. You're basically saying, regardless of what she does, you're gonna be here. You're happy to just hang in the friend zone. You're happy to have zero fucking value, to make her the scarce resource, to make yourself the abundant resource. How's she supposed to feel? She's supposed to feel like you're fucking low value because you're demonstrating how low value you are. Out of the many things that life has put my way, I live glad knowing that I met you, Beth.
I was waiting for that.
Yours forevermore. I blocked him almost immediately after finishing reading this. This experience has really put me off on ever meeting another person from the internet again. You really don't know what you're getting yourself into with people. Commenter says, I am horrified. What do you think? What do you think, Jeremy? Well, I want to hear from you.
I'm done being co-host.
Stop it. Get some help.
Like, that's just way too. That is love bombing. That is way too much after one date. Like, how do you know any of this stuff? How do you feel any of this stuff on one date? Like,
So I said this. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm an asshole.
It's not even like they knew each other before or anything. It was just like an internet. Like, they met on the internet. I don't know.
I said, why would you look to an inherently low value? Why would you look to an inherently low value source such as online dating for high value partners? High value people do not need to resort to slumming it up with strangers on the internet. They bite the bullet. They approach people who are similarly as attractive as them, and they begin relationships organically. Sorry, OP. He sounds like a real Joe Goldberg.
That's what I've been saying about online dating. Is that it's better to do it organically.
Betas can be so repulsive. If you ever need me, I'll be here for you, no matter how many times you discard me or throw me away. Guys definitely going to gravitate towards cuckoldry. Oh, this one's fucking bad. I don't even know why this guy needs advice. Like, but we'll go through it. So this happened yesterday. I was hanging out with my girlfriend at my place. She said she was going to take a shower and left her phone next to me. Uh-oh. While she was in the shower, I noticed she received a voice message on Messenger. I didn't recognize the sender, so I got curious and opened the conversation. It was about 7 voice messages between them. At first, the guy was just joking, flirting around, but then he said something like, "You're really vibing with me," and how he makes her laugh. She agreed and laughed. He then asked if it was okay for them to be talking like this, considering she is a boyfriend, and hinted that maybe I wouldn't be okay with it. She responded by saying that I was actually next to her, and that I didn't mind at all. She even said I was okay with it, and then he mocks me, and she continues to tell him that I'm open-minded. At that point, I stopped listening, feeling confused and upset. I went for a long walk to clear my head. When I came back later that night, I told her what I had seen.
Or heard.
Yeah, true. On her phone. She immediately denied it, saying, "That's not how it happened, and you're misunderstanding everything." She claimed the messages didn't mean what I thought they did.
Gaslighting.
I asked if she wanted to replay the messages to her, and she gave me her phone to do so. However, when I checked her messenger, the conversation had been deleted. When I asked her about it, she said she always deletes her messages and that I was overreacting. She started crying. When a woman cries, a woman lies. Swearing that nothing was going on and that the guy was just a coworker. I have no idea what to do. We have been together for 2 years and the doubts are eating me. What should I do? What do you say?
Just leave her. Like, she's clearly lying to this guy and to you. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why would she delete the messages? That don't mean what you think they mean. Oh yeah, because they do. The fact is, she's open to flirting with coworkers in your presence, telling them you're okay with that, even though you don't even know about it. She's lying to them as she is to you.
Just what I said.
She then tries to manipulate you into thinking your rational analysis is incorrect, regardless of whether the messages could be interpreted as meaning something else to a woman. They mean the exact same thing to her coworker as they do to you. What should you do? Seriously? Run before you invest any more of yourself. She's already cheated on you. She just doesn't know it yet. Sometimes you gotta just grow a pair so you'll be able to look at yourself in the morning. I think you know what you should do. 2 years isn't that long in the history of your life. She hasn't taken any responsibility or apologized for flirting with this man. Instead, she's panicking, deleting them and crying, and gaslighting you. It would be a no from me, dog.
Okay.
You did the hard thing, and you did the right thing. This wasn't just about some flirty voice messages. It was about the breach of trust, the gaslighting when caught, the deletion of evidence, and the fact that she let another man mock you while claiming you'd be fine with it. That's not open-mindedness. That's betrayal dressed up in diplomacy. The moment she laughed along and didn't draw a hard line, she told you without saying it outright that she was more interested in feeding the attention than protecting the relationship. The core wound here isn't the flirting itself, it's the disloyalty. She let another man test your boundaries while you were right there, and then played along. She didn't shut it down. She didn't set the record straight. She let it ride because she liked the way it made her feel. And when you confronted her, instead of being honest, she deleted the messages. And tried to make you question your own perception. There's not confusion, that's strategy. But here's the thing. You didn't fall for it. You trusted your gut. That's rare. Most people in your shoes would have tried to rationalize it away. They'd settle for half-truths and stay loyal to someone who already cracked the loyalty code. You didn't. You walked. That's the move of a man who values his integrity over his insecurity. He took a long walk. He didn't walk away.
Yeah,
he literally walked, not so...
and came right back.
The doubt was eating you. It's gone now. You don't need to second guess. You don't need closure. You've got all the evidence you need. Just not just in the deleted messages, but in the way she handled being caught. What you did wasn't just a breakup. It was a reclaiming of your standards, of your peace, of your spine, of you. You didn't lose a good woman. You released a lesson. Next time, you'll choose someone who knows how to protect the bond, even when you're not in the room, because that's what real loyalty looks like. Not just chemistry or compatibility, but the quiet, consistent choice to defend the relationship when it's tested. Stand tall. You handled this like a man who refuses to live beneath his value. Keep walking. Facts. All right, so now I'm going to...
We're skyrocketing.
Yo, y'all motherfuckers need to like this shit. Y'all motherfuckers need to fucking thumbs up. Once I said that, it goes down. Y'all motherfuckers need to thumbs
Like,
up
all right, bye.
the video. Thumbs up the video. If y'all motherfuckers don't thumbs up this video in the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna shut this shit down, all right?
They're like, okay.
But first, I'm going to advertise for our people because I need to do that. All right, fellas, it's time we talk about a pressing issue. We all know that as men, it's our duty to perform, whether it's at the trading desk, on the gridiron, the hardwood court, or inside the illustrious bedroom. There's no description that does justice to the confidence boost you'll receive when you rock the socks off your lover. Would you want to be Ross to Rachel, just friends? Don't you feel like a president just died flying your flag at half-mast? Would you feel like a magician if you came to the stage a few jacks short of a full deck? No, you wouldn't. So why are you going to battle in the bedroom with groggy privates? The only blue pill we endorse at the Good Faith Podcast is It's Mr. Nasty Time Blue Pills. And yes, we're talking about those pills that make you want to run a double marathon under the covers like David Goggins. Forget about overpriced Hims, Romans, and Blue Chews. It's Mr. Nasty Time has the real deal at an amazing price that won't let you down and can't be beat. And I know what you're probably thinking. What if she cancels on me and these magic beans stick me with a giant beanstalk in my briefs? Well, say fee fi fo fum to that. Now you're in control. I've personally tried these bad boys, and it's a lot more mellow than you'd expect. You can pop one over drinks and appetizers, and it's not going to give away your position. Or due to the quick acting effect, go to the bathroom, pop one or two in, and be fully equipped to perform. Just like all the expensive name brands, Mr. Nasty delivers his products in discreet packaging, but for a fraction of the outrageous cost that they do. Around here at the GFP, we're about leveling up, and why not level up your sex life and check out It's Mr. Nasty Time and get your mojo back. Scan the QR code on the screen or hit the link in the description and guarantee yourself unrivaled pleasure. Save yourself the headache of a lackluster sex. Lackluster always throws me off. Save yourself the hassle of a lackluster sex life. It's Mr. Nasty Time. All right, fucking scuffed. Scuffed, only semi-scuffed. It was not terrible, but that word lackluster just always throws me for a fucking loop. Are there any like misconceptions that you had about Omaha that you thought that you're like coming to realize it's different than what you thought it would be like?
I guess it's bigger than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, I definitely.
There's a lot more road damage than I would expected.
I'm definitely realizing that it's bigger. I think it's bigger than anybody who's never been here thinks it is. Like people are always like, oh, like, oh, you're going to little ass Omaha. Like Omaha's a fucking big city. There's a lot going on.
I'd say it's a big city.
I mean, like
medium.
We're from one of the 10 largest cities in America.
Omaha's like 40th.
Yeah, it's a mid-sized city, but it's like it's definitely. I feel like a lot of people probably think that there's like there's like what are those like the farm weather vanes or whatever that just like the circle spins.
A window.
Like but like I don't think they don't like power anything like
I haven't even seen it.
I think it's like I think it's a weather vane to show when the farm wind wheel. I don't know.
What?
Like
Are you not just
this. I don't think those are windmills because I don't think they.
It was still kind of called windmill.
It probably is a windmill, but I don't think it's not like a windmill like how we.
What did you type in? Farm weather.
I typed in farm weather wheel or farm wind wheel. But it's a windmill. It's just not a windmill for generating power. It's probably more for gauging the wind, because they have a lot of tornadoes around here that they need to worry about.
I thought it like always spins too, though. No.
Not if there's no wind.
I thought it was kind of just like a windmill.
But that's what I thought that's what I thought Omaha was. This, just this like little small town where there's a bunch of like farms on the outskirts, and maybe there is, but and also a misconception that I had was, like I thought it would be like totally flat, and it's very hilly actually. Yeah. All right, this person. What do you research? The wind wheel. All right, taking community college classes at halftime to avoid paying loans. Any thoughts? My first thought is
Taking community college classes to pay off loans?
to avoid paying any loans. So like paying as they go for their college education.
Okay.
My first thought is like bravo, keep it up. So I'm part of the Children of Immigrants group that was suckered into the idea that going to school was the only way to make a good living.
It's not just immigrants. That's everybody.
Yeah. And I took out loans. Uh-oh. Oh, God damn it. And I took out loans since my family was poverty level poor. Between my bachelor's and my master's degree, okay, so maybe what you thought was right at first.
How would he pay for it through community college?
They're just.
Does he work at the community college?
No, like, oh, fuck. This person. Well, you're assuming that it's a man, first of all.
Okay.
Between my bachelor's and master's degree, which was the single biggest mistake of my life, I owe somewhere around $150,000. With the new process, it is going to be around $900 per month to pay those off until 2050. My idea is to go to my local community college and be enrolled at halftime in a program that teaches you how to code, with the ultimate intention of having a secondary side hustle to generate additional income in the future. One semester enrolled at halftime is around $350.
What is at halftime?
Like not full, like not a full-time student, just taking like half of the credits that that sounds like a bargain, although what I imagine most of the commenters will say and what I will say is like you don't get out of a problem the same way you got into a problem. How did you get into this problem?
But community college is a lot cheaper.
It is, but all you're doing is just paying more money. You could be paying that $350 towards your loans, so you're not in debt until 25 years from now.
If you're continuously paying it that way, you still will be.
Yeah, but you're like $350 is not. I mean, $350 is a bargain. And paying off the loans for 6 months is over $5,000. Wait, so is this person? This person's going to take loans for that? My hope is that by doing this for around 5 years, Jesus Christ on a motorbike.
But he's
No.
not doing coding.
No, it's going to take.
How would you be in community college for 5 years?
Because they're only going half time.
Yeah, but it still wouldn't take 5 years for a community college. That doesn't make sense.
I mean,
What? Community college is like 2 years regularly, and that's for like more than just whatever coding would be. I don't think you would. This sounds ridiculous.
my hope is that by doing this for around 5 years, I'll gain the skills necessary to properly have a secondary side hustle that pays more. So you're going to pay $5,000 and 5 years of your life just to cultivate a side hustle?
And
Sounds so fucking.
You're not even gonna get to start it for another 5 years.
I also have a separate and unrelated corporate job as my main 9 to 5 that is paying well, but not enough to comfortably take on this payment without putting some goals on indefinite hold. However, I just got a promotion, which, if I continue moving up the corporate ladder at my current job, will have a salary potential if everything goes well. Well, that's not life. Life.
Well, it sounds like it is.
Everything doesn't go well in life. Which, if everything goes well, near $200K per year in 5 years. I'll be in a better financial position to take on such a payment and use the money I'm saving to set myself and my partner up for our future in the short term. Any thoughts? So what are your thoughts of that incomplete
I
picture that we've been given.
don't get why he needs the community college part. Why not just work the corporate ladder part?
I agree. Yeah, like there are.
Or you can do like other side hustles that aren't like costing you more money.
Yeah.
And costing you more time before you even started.
I have like
not illegal side hustles, just like
No, yeah.
legitimate ones.
I have like 4 side hustles, and
Well, all of your side hustles are your main hustle, really. You don't.
I
mean, I guess-
my 9 to 5 is my main hustle. Like fucking
That's not a 9 to 5 though. Is it?
what?
You don't work at 9 to 5.
I work like 8:30 to
You do?
4.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's a little bit less than 9 to 5. It's a half hour less than 9 to 5, but yeah, like yeah, you might not be able to find a side hustle as profitable as being like a computer engineer or some advanced coder, but there are free apps, and they probably once again don't instruct you and equip you as well as like a community college degree in coding, but there are free apps that teach you how to code. They might not, like I said, they might not necessarily be the best quality. You're going to get what you pay for, but you can learn trades for free.
Yeah, but not exactly, because it's not that easy. But yeah, like if people could just learn coding for free, they would be doing that right now, or
Yeah.
if they want to. But like,
But I would absolutely not advise to go deeper into debt to
like
fucking.
it sounds like you have a good paying job. I don't think you really need to do more to like pay off. Like if you want to do more to pay off the loan, you can do like other side hustles. But I don't think you need to go to school for that.
Yeah.
You already got your degree.
How much are you making at your job right now? That should be your main focus. Curating your skills to make you competitive for promotions should be your priority, especially if you can make $200,000 within the next 5 years. From my understanding, the coding market is oversaturated with entry-level coders.
Yeah,
An AA degree is not going to do a lot to put you ahead of that competition. All in all, your plan is not a good
having a
one.
master's degree also gets you in the door better too.
But
It doesn't matter if it's in coding or not, because you can get your foot in the door in other places if they're not directly related, as long as they're like still somewhat like in business administration.
But another thing in the corporate world is like if you want to keep this job that has a corporate ladder that can lead to $200,000, you're not going to be able to like put that on the back burner. So like,
well, I don't know if that's what he's trying to do a side hustle. I don't think he's putting it back on the back burner.
yeah, but like a corporation is going to know that you can't do 2 things at once. Like one of your jobs has to be the main priority.
Yeah, that's
so like
still probably going to be his corporate job.
yeah, but they're not gonna like if they're just like looking for an entry level part time coder, they're not gonna like pay him super valuably for what he's doing. You know.
Pay him enough for his side hustle. I still don't agree with doing this.
Yeah.
Saying, like if
All in all, his plan is not a good one. I'm sorry. You would be accruing tens of thousands of dollars in interest, and an AA degree is not worth that at all.
Wait, why would he be? Or isn't the loan like $5,000?
$5,000. I mean, he's already in $150,000 of debt. So I mean,
But he's not gonna get like that would be like 50 years if you got like 10,000. Like, what would be the interest rate? That would have to be extremely high if it was like happening fast.
well, he did say that already his plan is already to pay off his debt until 2050. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, if I were him,
Well, I think that's based on his monthly payment. Or
Yeah,
he's probably paying
of $900 per
which
month.
you need to pay more than.
Yeah, like I would get a side job that cost you nothing, and put all of that
Or-
extra money towards.
Or just work on your corporate job and like pay more towards your like. I don't know what else he's spending all this money on. Like he can definitely knock down that debt pretty quickly if he just spent more on the principal.
All right. Here is the next one. The next one is, I saved up and picked out a ring I thought she'd love. It wasn't a massive diamond, but it was beautiful and it suited her style and cost me around $6,000. Not cheap by any stretch. She said yes, but the first thing she said when she saw the ring was, "Oh, it's smaller than I expected."
Oh my god.
Later, she mentioned her friend's ring being
that sounds
bigger.
more demasculating than your penis being smaller.
Later, she mentioned her friend's ring being bigger and said she thought I would have gone with something more impressive. He uses quotes.
God.
At first, I tried to laugh it off, but honestly, it kind of crushed me.
Yeah.
I put real thought and effort into the proposal and the ring. The moment meant everything to me, and now it just feels hollow. Now I keep thinking, if this is how she reacted to something that was supposed to be special and meaningful, what else will never be good enough? Am I overreacting for wondering if this might be a deal breaker or at least something serious enough to rethink everything?
Oh, that's pretty serious, actually.
Yeah.
Like, why? Why would you say that? Like, I don't even know why. Like a $6,000 ring. Like, how is that not?
Suitor 2013 said, should have bought a fake diamond if it's all about looks.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Suitor.
Yo, what's up, George? George, I don't know if the title probably explains it, but George, we are in
Omaha!
we're in Omaha, Nebraska right now.
There's still more water in there, right?
I think this is the last one. I'm sorry. So George said it should have bought a fake diamond if it's all about looks. What were you saying? I'm
I
sorry.
was just saying, like, I don't see why you would even say that, and like, like, why are people always comparing rings to each other? Like, I don't think it's something that should be this, like, should be some gigantic like gemstone or something. It's just supposed to be a meaningful thing of like your marriage.
Yeah, like, and it doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like like, I could understand if a guy just haphazardly strew together this like half-baked proposal to just give her like a crappy little ring, but I mean, spending $6,000, I'm sure he got a perfectly adequate ring. And if it were me, I would seriously be rethinking being married to a person like that. I would probably lean towards I'd postpone the wedding. Like there's nothing sacrilegious about breaking off an engagement. Once you are married and once you take a vow to God to stay with them until death do you part, then it's a lot more serious, and it's a lot more financially straining to get divorced. Like,
Well, unless you have a prenup.
it's even still like it's just like right now is when you should be like evaluating all of the factors and determining before you start making down payments to caterers and florists and all that stuff for the wedding. Like right now, you could probably take that $6,000 ring. You could probably return it and get most of your money back, and start looking for a woman who will be thrilled with whatever ring you get her. This isn't about her not liking the ring. It would be fair if she just preferred a different style, but she's unhappy about the size. That's too much. It's very shallow and materialistic and says a lot about her values.
The style would be kind of shallow.
I kind of agree. Like, unless she was like, I hate princess cut. Do not ever get me a princess cut. And she tells you that like 14 times, and then you get her a princess cut. I suppose that that kind of makes sense.
I guess. I don't even know if that would ever come up. Like, who's gonna say? Don't
James
be
Brennan
princess, got
said,
me proposed.
sounds like he made a bad decision lol not with the ring. Josh said, hey guys,
Yo, what's
hope
up,
you're
Josh?
liking Omaha.
Yeah, dude, Omaha is beautiful. A lot of walking. We definitely got our steps in today. I almost closed all my rings. I got to stand up more, but I'm not doing that right now.
Well, we'll go out tonight.
Yeah, like Omaha's so much
Ryan
bigger than I
McMullen
thought.
said, nice room.
Thank you. This is where I'm sleeping. These jerk offs didn't even give us an extra blanket, dude. I can't believe it. This isn't about
I
blah
think
blah
they
blah.
expected us to sleep together.
I didn't like say what like I just figured like two people meant two beds, but they
Well,
probably
it's like a big bed, so they probably just thought it.
yeah, let them sleep together. Fuck them. Not overreacting. She's comparing her ring with someone else's ring because it's bigger. That is just the beginning. If you marry her, she will always need a bigger house, a more expensive car, and clothing than her friends have. Personally, I'd cancel the engagement and get the ring back, just in case. I don't know, it cut off. So I always do that, sorry. Based on the information provided, her response was rude as far as the size went, so you're not overreacting. However, you've been together for a few years. Was the ring a style she likes? I mean, fucking... I suppose it's like... Women are particular with cuts and styles. Did you ask her what she liked, and did you take that into consideration before making the purchase?
In the post,
I don't think he talked about
said
styles,
yeah,
but
he
it did.
mentioned
Okay. You said it was her style.
yeah.
But if you ever discussed rings, did she tell you she loved the style you'd choose?
Yeah. When he said style, I thought he just meant like it fit her. Like
That's kind of what I assumed, but
I
because
don't know.
style is not one of the C's of a diamond. It's cut. All right.
Well, that's one.
Is it
There's
the
also
cut?
clarity? There's also carat, color.
By the way, how big was the diamond? If it was over a carat, then she's an asshole, and you may want to think about leaving her. Fact. This makes me sad. I would love any ring that my hypothetical fiance got me. Like it was my newborn child. The fact that he picked it out and earnestly thought it was something I'd wear for the rest of my life. I get some people do tactfully communicate that they don't like a ring style. It's a cut, lady. But how your fiance worded it...
She's just using their words.
It was
It's not
clearly pure materialism. Comparing herself to others, implying that how much you spend and how much others will notice how much you spent, shows the amount of love you have for her. It's the lack of empathy and appreciation of effort. Doesn't sound like a in sickness and in health or for richer or for poorer partner. I totally agree.
Yeah, you had to criticize her saying style.
I did. Well,
and style's like kind of encompassing all of them. It's not like because cut is only one of the C's. It's not like it's all of it.
so like speaking about that RB ranking that you showed me, which was fallacious. It was
erroneous.
This guy talks about him. What rookie RB are you highest on? After watching some highlight videos of RJ Harvey and how he carried UCF paired with how Sean Payton loves his running backs, I'm pretty bullish on Harvey's landing spot on the Broncos. He made big plays look
What did he
easy.
do with Javonte Williams and the rest of the running backs this year? He was good with Kamara, but like he hasn't been great recently.
It's true. He made big plays look easy and I could see him getting the opportunities to be a league winner. I'm high on Travion Henderson, but I view him and Ramondre as sort
James
of a...
Brennan said, Harvey isn't even gonna start.
Well, yeah, like...
James Brennan said, it's gonna be a steam.
I'll take estimate.
That's the
I view...
I don't know.
I
think
view
Harvey would start.
I view Travion Henderson and Ramondre as sort of a discount Gibbs and Montgomery.
Okay, I would take a discount Gibbs Montgomery.
Yeah, but
And how big the discount is.
I mean, okay. So what are some of what are some of the rookie RBs and where do you place them? I think we
I
both
don't wanna
place.
give out my draft strategy.
We both obviously have John
People
T
will
as
forget about this anyway.
John T as the top dog, right?
Yeah.
Like there's no one remotely close to John T.
I like Quinshon Judkins, but I don't. What is the Browns depth chart right now? They don't still. Do they still have Jerome Ford? Or they really?
I feel like Ford went to the Jags. I want to say, or I could be wrong about
no,
that.
he's still there.
Still, okay.
But they list Judkins above him, and I feel like that's fair.
So who did the Browns have?
Judkins, Jerome Ford. They also drafted Dylan Sample in the fourth, who I also like, but yeah, and then Pierre Strong.
All right. Well, it's not going to be Pierre Strong.
Yeah, it's
Honestly,
pretty much just Ford or Judkins.
Yeah, that's a good.
I think Judkins could just kind of take it over.
I think he could take that over by like week 4. Honestly,
Yeah,
like,
well, if not right out the gate.
I think Ford is very serviceable. I think Ford will always have a role, but I think they probably want someone with a little more flash than Ford for the long term. And where did my boy from Arizona State go?
Cam Scatabo?
Yeah, where did he land?
They took. I think he was taken like the 3rd or 4th, which was kind of crazy. Some of
But I think he went to like a pretty crowded backfield.
Probably because it's like the 4th round. Also, Todd Boyd I like a lot, but I don't. He'd probably be in a split at best. Giants.
Okay,
Who's the
so
Giants?
they had who was their rookie last year?
Oh yeah.
Lacey.
Yeah,
Was it?
Lacey.
What's his name?
Or
Tyrone
Tyrone
Lacey.
Lacey.
Tyrone Tracy. Yeah, Tracy was serviceable too, but
He
that's
was actually really good.
but dude, Scatibo was a baller. Did you, Sir Scatibo?
Yeah.
What was his?
They also still have Devin Singletary too.
Yeah, but I honestly I could see.
Scatabo is going to be taking over.
What did he do last year? Like, what's
He
his
did really well.
senior rushing stats? I think he was like a monster last year.
Yeah, I mean, so was R.J. Harvey kind of, but he had 1,711 rushing yards, 21 rushing touchdowns,
Jeez.
45 receptions for 605 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns.
So how many total touchdowns? 24.
24 and 2,316 total yards.
It's crazy. He's a beast. He's the next Mike Alstott, dude. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, dude. He's.
I don't even remember him.
You don't. Well, he was like.
The fullback?
I mean, but he like produced like a run. Like he was used like a running back. Or he's the next Peyton Hillis then.
What was he? He's gonna be a 1-year wonder? Like
No. Well,
once he gets on the Madden cover, he's gone.
All right. So who else is there? There's obviously Travion Henderson was mentioned. I can see Henderson
I like
actually
Henderson
like
a lot.
coming out
Who did he go to again?
the Patriots.
Oh yeah, because Ramondre. He's probably gonna be in a split too. I think Ramondre's still really good.
Who else? What other running backs came out? Is that?
No, I think there's more good ones. Let me see drafted running back.
Oh, there's the guy to the Chargers. I always forget his name. From North Carolina.
Oh, Omarion Hampton.
Yeah,
Hampton.
Omarion Hampton, really good. I think he could be, and they just got Najee Harris. So
Yeah,
honestly,
that'll be a split. But they do list him above Najee.
real as the number 1 runner.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, I mean,
It's still
hard
early,
to
but
tell, I could see them splitting pretty well, like because
yeah,
like they don't have a huge investment in Najee right now.
yeah.
Ryan McMullen said, I miss Mandingo.
I miss you. Like you, is that the first thing that you said?
I miss you.
I miss you. I miss you and Kate being big
Loyal.
contributors into this. Yo, if y'all motherfuckers didn't thumbs up this video, I'm gonna shut this shit down, man. I need y'all to like, and all of you guys have subscribed probably, but don't be trash.
I know what your problem is. You do? You're just like me. Trash!
Yeah, I mean, RJ Harvey had 1577 and 22 rushing touchdowns. He also had 20 receptions, 267, and 3 touchdowns. So he still did really well.
Yeah. What college?
UCF.
UCF.
They had KJ Jefferson, but he didn't really do much last year. They were cycling their quarterbacks. So yeah, he kind of was heavily involved.
Yeah.
He even threw a pass that was completed.
Are there any other running backs that we forgot?
How about Ollie Gordon? I like him a lot.
I don't know him at all.
From Oklahoma State.
No.
I think he had like a really bad year last year because Oklahoma State was I think they were like 3-9. They were kind of dumpster fire.
Yeah.
But he went to the Dolphins, so he's easily behind Achan.
Yeah.
Jalen Wright's probably ahead of him too. They also got Alexander Madison now apparently. But I do like him still. Oh yeah, Caleb Johnson. We didn't talk about him. Pittsburgh. He was the Iowa running back who had like so many.
Okay.
He had like 25, I think, rushing.
I care a little. I care much less about RB touchdowns than about yards.
Yeah.
You know.
But I mean that they still are pretty big. I think he had a lot of yards. Yeah, he had 1,500 yards, 21 rushing touchdowns, 22 receptions, 188 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So similar to Harvey, pretty good. And he was in a big.
And now the Steelers only have Jalen.
Yeah.
What's
They brought Jalen Warren. They also brought in Kenneth Gainwell.
I mean, that's nothing.
He
gains well, but
They also have Cordero Patterson still.
Dude, he's got to be one of the oldest players in the NFL. Like, who are we talking about? Was actually the oldest player in the NFL?
Like the tight end.
Yes, Mercedes Lewis. Oh my God, he's still in the NFL. Did you guys know that? Mercedes Lewis is 40 in the NFL playing a skill position.
I mean, so is Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm. Not a skill position,
Patterson's
though.
34. Isn't quarterback a skill position?
No, skill position is and tight end. Yeah.
Ryan McMullen said, "Thug."
Thug, such a thug. But yeah, no. Cordero Patterson. I've always liked Cordero Patterson, especially when he was in Atlanta and he was just being used as like a total running back and receiver.
Yeah. He was okay as a returner with the Vikings. He didn't really do all that much elsewhere, but he really kind of showed up when he went to Atlanta.
Is there anyone else that we missed?
How about Bashul?
Yeah, everyone keeps talking about him.
He had a huge combine.
Where's he with?
He was a 4th round pick. He's with the Jaguars.
Are there any?
ETN had a down year. Bigsby kind of looked good though. I don't know if he'll really see the light of day.
Is this just me? I know I doubt it's with you. And Chatters, is there ever like a name that you just hate? Like I know there are names that you like and you pick them because you like them, like the name. I act the same way if there's like a name that I hate, like Bashul Tootin. Bashul Tootin. Hate the name. Hate the name. He could be the best player on earth. I hate the name. No offense.
How about Trevor Etienne?
Oh, where did he go?
He went to the Panthers.
I do like that.
Behind Chuba Hubbard.
I did like
Rico
him.
Dowdle also went there.
And he played. He was from Florida, right? I believe Florida.
Yeah. What?
So someone said
Georgia.
You trying to say his name is making me laugh. Bashul Tootin. What a fucking dumbass name. No offense. Sorry to Bashul, but
I think he played at Florida and Georgia.
I only remember him from Florida.
Yeah, he was at Georgia last year and Florida.
Oh, really?
The previous 2 years.
Okay, I didn't know that.
He actually didn't even really do all that much, but he was really hyped up going into last year, and I mean probably just because of his brother. But
Is there any? Are there
I
any
feel
others?
like Devin. Who is Devin Neal? That name sounds familiar.
It does sound familiar.
Is he like Kansas State or Kansas? He was Kansas.
Okay.
And he went to the Saints like the 6th round. Yeah, he
Dude,
did
honestly,
pretty
I don't think Kamara's ever gonna like let anybody else
Gotta
in the
retire.
door, dude. Like, yeah, Kamara's gonna like.
Well, Kendrick Miller kind of looked pretty good too, so I feel like he would be above Devin Neal.
Yeah, but I think Kamara's
so-
gonna demand Kamara's gonna demand like 350 touches until the day he retires or gets injured.
That's pretty much everyone notable.
Okay.
There's actually a lot.
Did the
that are
commies?
listed
The
as
commies
first.
didn't get anybody.
I feel like they did, right? No one notable. They got Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt.
Okay.
But yeah, there's actually a lot that are listed as stars so far. They have Quinshawn Judkins, Caleb Johnson, R.J. Harvey, Ashton Genty, Amarian Hampton. Yeah, like there's 5 running backs that they list as stars right now. There's also Jaden Blue.
Oh, can you look up his entire because there was a Temple owl named Jaden Blue. I don't think it's him though.
He was
But
Texas. I think he was only Texas. Yeah.
okay, so it's a different Jaden Blue.
And
Gotcha.
he didn't really do much. So I don't even know why he's listed that high.
Yeah.
He was taken in the 5th round too. Cam Scatterbo was listed late, like on 3rd on the depth chart.
What
Probably
I
because
always
of Singletary.
always forget where he went. He went to the
Giants.
Giants. Dude, I think he's gonna be my pick, dude.
Okay.
He's gonna be my
I
guy.
don't like Tyron Tracy looked really good.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
Tracy's
think
very
he's-
serviceable, but
He, like if this is the Dynasty League, sure.
yeah.
But-
Well, that's like that's one of the
and
only
Woody Marks. Was he USC?
who
Woody Marks. I forgot about him.
I think he was USC. Yeah, Jaquavius.
Yeah.
Jaquavius, get your black ass in this house. Yes, mama.
He was also Mississippi State for 4 years.
Mama is Woody though.
He did okay. 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns, 47 receptions.
Where did he play before USC?
Mississippi State for 4 years.
So he was behind. Oh wait, no. Okay,
Judkins was
I remember. I remember him at Mississippi State. I think he was pretty decent
was-
there.
I mean, he never hit 1,000 there or anything.
No.
I think he was probably splitting or something because he was in like the 500 to 800. But he's okay, and he's gonna be behind Mixon anyway. And then Travion Henderson's listed as the 2. Like, I feel like Henderson's. I don't know why Henderson gets so much more hype than Judkins.
Because
He
he.
didn't even do better than him at the same school.
Yeah, but I guess because didn't he stay at the same school the whole time?
So,
Well, it's.
if someone does better at your school at the same time as you, I feel like they should get more praise, right?
I
And,
suppose.
like, he killed it at Ole Miss.
Yeah, no, like I like both
And that
of
was
them
like
a lot.
and that was in the SEC, which is like heavily more defensive than like the Big Ten.
Do you want to go
And
over quarterbacks really quick?
that were like the rookie quarterback?
Yeah, because one guy who I think is getting slept
Yeah,
on.
the 7th round pick, Quinn Ewers.
No, I think it's.
Shedeur Sanders.
I think he's an equally slept on pick. It might not be 7th round, might be 6th round. But Will Howard to the Steelers, dude. I think that was a fantastic pick.
Actually, he could start right away. Fucking Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, dude. Will Howard just got done winning the FBS championship. I think he's got everything. Oh, and they put up his measurables to Josh Allen's measurables exactly the same. He is built like
Is he
Josh
able to run
Allen.
Like Josh
What?
Allen? Is he able to run like Josh Allen? though?
I don't think he's quite as mobile as, but like I don't
he
think.
has some mobility.
Yeah, like he's not. He
And
might
I
not
remember
be Josh
I
Allen. Like,
loved him at Kansas State, and then he killed it at Ohio State.
those are the only two. Yeah, because he was.
Well, he was with Kansas State for 4 years.
Yeah, he replaced Skylar Thompson, and Skylar Thompson got injured.
What
a
about
lot.
Adrian Martinez? Wasn't he also there?
but I think
I
only
think
for
that was
1
probably
year.
the 2 years. Where
Yo,
he wasn't.
Big ups to Adrian Martinez. Yo, he spent all of his. I think he spent like 4 or 5 years
He
in
was there for a while.
in Nebraska. He was one of like the oldest college football players
Oh, really?
ever.
Isn't he in the UFL right now too? He's with the Jets right now.
The New York Jets.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably like fourth or fifth, fourth.
I bet you he spent at least 4 years at. Wait, go back to I bet you he spent at least 4 years at Nebraska.
Why would it take so long? The Jets. He's actually listed as third. Brady Cook. Wait, Brady Cook. That was Missouri, right?
I
He was
don't know.
undrafted that went to the Jets. Adrian Martinez had 4 years with Nebraska and then Kansas State his last year, which was the kind of when Will Howard took over too. I guess they kind of used both of them a pretty good amount, huh? But yeah, I think Will Howard could be a good pick for them, especially if they can't get Aaron Rodgers, and he's probably better than Aaron Rodgers at this point now.
Yeah.
How about the Browns? Fucking
the
mess of quarterbacks.
But Shador.
They have Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders, which I think they should hold on to.
Yo, people are like praising the Dylan Gabriel pick.
Are they?
I don't love Dylan Gabriel,
I
honestly.
love them. I think Shador is better. I don't know why he was drafted over Shador, but
It doesn't really make sense to draft two rookie quarterbacks like relatively
it's-
close to each other.
I feel like it's fine when you have no good quarterbacks. So,
What are we able to look at the entire Browns draft? Because a lot of people are saying, or I think was it you saying that the Browns might have had like the Lions draft of
yeah.
a few years ago.
They took Mason Graham in the first, defensive tackle, linebacker Carson Schwetzinger in the second, running back Quinshaw Judkins in the second, tight end Harold Bannon Jr. in the third, quarterback Dylan Gabriel in the third, running back Dylan Sampson in the fourth, and quarterback Shador Sanders in the fifth. I guess they didn't have the sixth or seventh. Yeah,
I think
it was a good draft.
I think it's good, but
their
there's only
defense is already one of the top defenses,
Mhm.
and they focused pretty heavily on off. For some reason, their first two picks were defensive, and then they focused all on offensive skill positions and quarterbacks. Which I like. Yeah, they drafted 2 running backs and 2 quarterbacks, but those were two. Well, running back they probably didn't need that much, but quarterback they definitely did. And with their bust rate at quarterback, I don't think it's a bad idea to go
okay.
to. It's just to be safe with it.
Any other quarterbacks from this draft? Like I said, I don't like Dylan Gabriel.
How about Riley Leonard?
What college was he
Duke.
from?
I don't really think
I do like him. Where did he end up?
he went to the Colts.
I mean, I don't really see much
Anthony
opportunity.
Richardson and Daniel Jones. I mean,
I mean, those
Anthony
two guys
Richardson-
get hurt a lot.
Yeah, Daniel
so
Jones is kind of looking washed, and Anthony Richardson didn't do that great, really.
yeah.
I mean, really, the ones that have a chance of starting, Quinn Ewers could actually start because they have Zach. He went to the Dolphins. Zach Wilson's trash, and then Tua's always hurt.
This is true.
Then you got Will Howard could definitely start. Dylan Gabriel should.
Kelly Bullock said, "Hey, are the Huskers from Nebraska? I guess. Nice hat."
Thank you. Yeah, the they're the Nebraska Cornhuskers. They play in Lincoln, but this is pretty much like the only team that that Omaha has. Like they have
the
a
University of Omaha, but they're only like basketball.
yeah,
Even there, they're not that good.
yeah. There's not a lot of sports here. Oh, this is another conversation that we should have. Are there any what cities do you think would be good destinations for one of these maybe like we were talking about it, like a congested city like Los Angeles or New York City, for a city like that to like lose a team, and it maybe goes to a city like Omaha or a city like Louisville or a city like Memphis, sure.
Like they lost their basketball team and never got anything.
No, Memphis has the Grizzlies now.
Or sorry, I think if they went to Vancouver, but now they're Memphis. Yeah. But they could probably have more than just a basketball team.
Yeah, like Memphis
Like
is a pretty
Nashville.
big city. Memphis could use like a football team. I feel like more football teams should come out to
The middle area.
like
They love football.
Des Moines should get
Des Moines.
no,
How
but like
big is Des Moines?
I'm pretty sure Des Moines like about the same size as Omaha, isn't it?
I don't know. Maybe.
You're my stat guy.
Omaha was like 400,000.
No, 600. Des
No,
Moines
when
only
I
has
looked at-
200.
Des Moines only 200, and when I looked it up, Omaha was like 430
What?
as of 2023. But also, I don't think it's 600,000. That'd be ridiculous.
Wait.
For
Look at it.
okay. Look at it.
I want you to look at it. Okay,
480.
almost 500,000.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, maybe now it's like closer to 500,000, but they're not that big.
Okay, so yeah, like not Des Moines.
I can just look up the biggest cities and see what would be good fitting. Do you remember Graham Mertz
It sounds familiar.
from like I think he was Wisconsin and then went to Florida. He was drafted in the 6th round by the Texans, but he's not going to see any time. Yeah, like the only ones that could be would be like Quinn Ewers, Will Howard, Dylan Gabriel, Sanders, and then Cam Ward, obviously. I like Jackson Dart, but they just brought in Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, so he's probably not going to start right away. I like Kyle McCord, but he's also not going to start.
So this says that the Omaha metropolitan area has 1 million people.
Probably include, that's because metropolitans include a lot
Yeah.
more. Like Philadelphia probably includes.
Oh
a lot
yeah,
too.
yeah. Like I think Philly's metropolitan
And you
area
could
is
probably
about-
say the same for like any city.
Yeah, but that's still like a lot.
Yeah.
Like
So let's see. I mean, Jacksonville's like the 10th biggest city, and they only have like a football team.
Jacksonville is actually the largest city in square mileage in America. Do you know that?
No, it's not. It's like a city in Alaska because they have like a lot more.
Well, type it in, maybe.
I already looked it up before. Why do you keep lying to me? By area?
Yeah,
Sitka, Juneau, and Wrangell,
really. Okay,
all in Alaska.
I'm just,
But
I'm
that's-
just spreading a bunch
But
of
that's
fake news.
obviously because Alaska's so huge, so it's gonna have like these cities are gonna have a lot of. Well, the top 4 are all Alaska. Sitka, I'm surprised. I thought Juneau or Anchorage would be number 1, but Sitka, then Juneau, then Wrangell, then Anchorage, then Anaconda, Montana.
Sounds like
then
an awesome place to live.
Then Butte, Montana, because they have a lot of cities. Then Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
Then Houston, Texas, then Phoenix. So I guess if we're talking about like big population cities as well, then it'd probably be Jacksonville.
Yeah, I guess.
Then Houston and Phoenix.
Yeah.
So that's probably what you're thinking of.
Be it affordability, quality healthcare, and education, or say, speaking of quality education, we saw a high school today that was crazy. This high school looked like a fucking. It looked like a Smithsonian museum. It was like the most. I'm talking about the brick. This was some of the most beautiful brick I've ever seen. It was like it looked like it was like Charles Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, and it was just this like inner city high school. Like nothing special about it, but like it was like the most beautiful high school I've ever seen.
Austin, Texas is 11th, and they don't even have a single team in professional sports.
Yeah, but Texas
Texas
has
does have
enough.
a lot.
Yeah, like. And
But
that
why does Sacramento have one.
Austin
California
has a big landmass. You're saying
No, I'm talking population.
Is
I mean, they probably have big land mass.
is the 11th largest
In
city?
population, yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Holy
909,000.
shit!
And then Fort Worth, but that's basically Dallas too.
Where is
I don't
Philly
know how
these
they-
days?
They're sixth, I think. Yeah, sixth. So
Okay.
it's been like they were like fifth, and then Phoenix passed them, right?
Mhm.
And then it's kind of been that way.
We
for a
were
while.
fourth, and then Houston
You
passed
keep
us.
saying that, but I think Houston was always ahead.
I don't think so.
I feel like I looked it up before. It was, but
Um,
Columbus is 14th, and they only have like hockey.
yeah,
Other than
yeah,
that,
but like Ohio, once again, Ohio's got a good amount.
yeah, I guess they've got like a decent amount of big cities.
What about
Charlotte
like?
could use more.
What about something like? Does Carolina really have enough? Like they have the
That's why I
Panthers.
said Charlotte.
Yeah,
Charlotte
like-
should have more.
Yeah, Charlotte should have more, and Raleigh too. Like
Is
Raleigh's
the Carolina Hurricanes in
Raleigh.
South? Is Raleigh?
Yeah, they're in
I thought it was
Raleigh.
South
Nah,
Carolina.
because our friend Jalapeno is a huge
Yeah.
Raleigh Hurricane. He's a season ticket holder,
Oh,
and he
really?
loves the Hurricanes.
El Paso is another big one, but another Texas one.
Yeah,
Vegas is 24th.
I mean
why
Vegas
they're
is
all
finally
around.
starting to
Yeah.
get a lot.
Portland.
All they have is the Trailblazers.
They have soccer too. The Portland Timbers.
I'd be fine with Portland getting more.
I think Louisville fits.
I like Louisville too. Louisville's a pretty big city, and it's
28. Albuquerque.
Yes, give Albuquerque more than just the Isotopes.
Isotopes. What is that? The
Minor league baseball. All right, should I? I think we're gonna. I think we're gonna go a little bit over our time, but all right, maybe I'll do. What?
I guess yeah. This is the last.
Well, because we started an hour early. So, I mean, normally we would be going for
Oh
another.
yeah. What about Jalen Milroe? It's behind Sam Darnold and Drew Lock in Seattle.
That's a good opportunity. I mean, we both think that.
I do like Drew Lock, but I don't know if he's really all that good either.
Well, I'm more just talking about the inadequacy
Well,
of
I
Sam
know what
Darnold.
you mean. But he is coming off of a good year. We'll see how he does without Justin Jefferson
Do you
and Hawkinson.
This is too hot for you?
I don't really like the hotness.
Okay. I'm gonna.
They list Penix as the starter now.
Yeah,
They just gave it to him over Kirk.
yeah. Like it happened. Like
Well, I thought they were just giving it because the season was over and they wanted to see what he had.
no, they were still in the playoff hunt. I believe late in the season.
Or did he get hurt? I
I think Kirk. I think Kirk may have gotten hurt. Maybe not though. I think when there was like 2 weeks left in the season and they were still in the playoff hunt, mathematically they didn't have great chances. But I'm pretty sure the Bucks and the Falcons played the last week of the season. Or no. No, the Bucks played the Saints the last week of the season. But the Saints were also not like far out of the playoff. That whole division was kind of like neck and neck.
Yeah, except the Panthers.
Yeah. But they did. I love Penix. You know that.
Well, yeah, so do I.
All right, guys and gals. I don't think it's a mystery that I take my physique seriously. I used to just eat whatever I craved and try to outwork a poor diet. There are still times when I have to force myself to consume food. I don't want to dwell on the importance of not just stuffing empty calories down your fat gullet, but I found a great solution. So here's the remedy. Holler Boys Jerky. It packs 10 grams of lean protein into a fantastic package, and the flavors are to die for. Peach bourbon, honey habanero, southern barbecue, Chesapeake, fuego, or the tried and true original. My personal favorites are the peach and the habanero, but we all know that I'm a little bit sweet and zesty. What's even better about Holler Boys is they're nice and local in tax-free Middletown, Delaware. They're founded by a father-son duo. They just started tinkering with their backyard smoker and through trial and failure have come to present some of the boldest and most memorable flavors I can recall in my beef sampling history. Forget Slim Jim or Jack Links or Deets Nuts. Holler Boys Snacks packs great nutritional value in a filling serving size for an affordable price to stretch your dollar with flavor for days that'll make you holler. Their mission statement rings true to the Good Faith Podcast, that life may throw you around, but you can never give up. How true. Scan the QR code on the screen and find their link in the description and tap into the best beef jerky on the market. Holler Boys Jerky. That's holler with an A. Holler Boys Jerky. The only good jerk. All right. And let me just holla a little last Reddit advice inquiry or two. And then we can wrap up.
Though the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up.
10 years delinquent. I graduated 10 years ago. I've never once made a loan payment. They have taken my tax returns in the past, but have never garnished any wages. I'm unclear about what the future holds. My loans have been delinquent so long that they no longer appear on my credit report.
What?
My credit score is now 750.
What?
Bitch,
How does
that's
that
higher
even
than my credit score.
Okay.
I am now a homeowner and a parent. I do not want my son to suffer because of this. If they have never garnished wages in the past, what is the likelihood that they will start now with all the government cuts? Will the loans go back on my credit report?
I'm confused. How did the delinquency disappear? Unless he went bankrupt, but like, what? This doesn't sound right.
Why do you assume it's a he?
I just say he
See, like, this is a person that I feel like deserves some repercussions for their recklessness.
You're just jealous.
Jealous that they have a better credit score than me, even though they've never once, what did they say? I've never once made a loan payment.
Never once.
Never once made a loan payment.
Okay. Then how do you have that doesn't make sense, because your credit score still should be tanking because of that. It can't just not show up on your credit report unless you're going under another name.
Maybe
now,
they did
like,
a Parent Plus loan and their parent is just fucked. I don't know. If I were you, I would just sit on it until they do something like garnish your wages. Just stay under the rock until the rain stops pouring. I like the advice.
Just sit until they garnish it.
That has been my plan. Other than a few thousand in tax returns, they haven't gotten on my back at all in the last 10 years. Fucking why? Second that, I'd like to know more about this too. If these are federal loans, they will get their money. Check your studentaid.gov account or the site for defaulted loans. Do not ignore them.
Yeah, so is he defaulted then? Because it doesn't sound like he's delinquent anymore. If he's never paid it for like, because it becomes delinquent is like when it's like a month. I think is when you're technically delinquent, and then it's like 9 months when it's defaulted.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is clearly defaulted then.
What did he say? A time frame?
Well, they said that they've never paid.
When
so
have they had it?
they graduated 10 years ago.
Okay.
So
So we were talking about student loans. Then yeah, he had to default. How have there not been any? There's no way this is a real story. There's no way you have a 750 credit score if you defaulted on your student loan.
Oh,
Unless it's just not under your name. Like,
yeah, I think what's likely is that a parent co-signed for this loan and their parent is just fucked, dude.
or
just
the parent actually just
paid it off, maybe.
Like that's why he doesn't. He
Maybe.
didn't need to make a payment.
Yeah. There's no way that a financial institution is just like, fucking let them slide. Like, they got a kid. Like, they got enough on their plate already. All right. This is like kind of like a comical one. Maybe we can end on this.
I don't know. That was pretty comical. I don't think that's real.
All right. We'll do one more student loan one.
I thought we were doing a compliment.
No, we'll laugh at this person. Hi, all. I need some advice for my student loans. I graduated in 2020 with about $50K in federal loans. With COVID, not having a stable job, I decided to go back to school and racked up $72K in private loans on top of that. I'm really stressing about paying it back, and I have no one to talk to about my options. What's the best way to go about repayment? Avoiding a $2,000 monthly payment total while being able to move out and have a quality life. I do have a full-time job lined up. Any assistance is appreciated.
I'm confused about the going back to school during COVID instead of searching more for a job. I know it was like a hard market back then, but that just sounds like you're going more into debt when you should have been searching at that point.
I do like, despite how critical I am with these student loan inquiries, I do like this comment, which is, these comments are crazy. Most college students don't understand loans at all. So instead of criticizing, how about offering some advice? This country is crazy right now. People are losing jobs left, right, and center. Call them up and see if they will lower your payments. Most will. The snowball effect is also extremely great, but you may have to live with family in order to do it. Good luck. Thank you for not being critical. I went back to school because my original degree wasn't sustainable in a post-COVID world. Got a 2-year degree with the ability to make 6 figures. Basket weaving or puppetry or something like that.
Make up all these things.
Secured a full-time job that pays $40,000 a year, I believe. But
Say 6 figures.
wait, got a 2-year degree with the ability to make 6 figures. Secured a full-time job that pays $40K, but because of insane interest rates and tax hikes, paying it off is not an option.
Yeah, that's something I don't get, is that you call college a scam, but you want to blame the victims all the time.
Well, like this person sums it up right, which I think is, so they're smart enough to get a mortgage, join the military, fight overseas, or possess a gun, but they're too stupid to understand loans. So, like, do we need to raise the age when you can do all that stuff, or do we need to hold adults accountable for making adult decisions?
Probably raise the age, but I don't think that really matters. They don't care about how smart you are to go serve in the military. They just want you to be a meat
Yeah, well, it's true.
It doesn't matter. You don't have to be smart to use a gun for them, and they teach it to you there anyway. It's not like at the age 18 you know how to use a gun. It's gonna take years in military training for that as well.
But so what do you think? Do you think that we need to?
I think we need to better educate people.
Yes, 100%. I think that it should be within every single high school curriculum to teach.
I think the
teach
biggest
kids.
problem is that people don't understand the interest rates and their payments that go along with it, and that they're not paying to the principal to pay it off. They're paying a lot to interest, and it doesn't end up really bringing it down as much. And especially about the minimum payments, is they think, okay, I'll make my minimum payments and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
You need to.
KM said, "Hello friends. Hope you're having an amazing time."
Yeah, we are.
It's you always have to pay more if you want it to. If you want to get your loans down, because they give these rates and a time frame usually, like your 20-year mortgage, your 30-year mortgage. That's just you paying the minimum every time. If you want to actually get this paid off in a more reasonable time frame, you pay a little more or a lot more, whatever you can afford. I feel like most people can probably afford more than the minimum, but they don't.
So this pharmacist advises the exact opposite of what you just advised, which I think is the right thing to do. Or OP can do what I'm doing. Extend the loan repayment to the max 30 years and pay the minimum payment and not live frugally.
With that?
No,
Oh, okay.
I absolutely
I thought
don't.
you just said you agreed with it.
No, I said I agree with you. Extend the loan repayment to the max 30 years and pay the minimum payment and not live frugally and pay on that thing until you are at retirement age.
Wait, he
LOL.
specifically says not live frugally.
I will be 67 when my $158,000
Maybe
loan.
he's being sarcastic here.
I don't think so.
No, it sounds kind of sarcastic.
I will be 67 when my $158,000 loan is paid off. I pay $1,000 a month for 30 years. Yes, it's going to cost me $360,000 to pay back the $158,000 loan. And
He
because
has to be sarcastic.
and because it is mostly grad loans, they won't be forgiven after 25 years either. LOL. I could not
He's saying
afford.
LOL. He's being facetious.
Nobody says I could not afford the $3,000 a month payment right out of school, as I was super broke. I have paid $120,000 so far, but I still owe $134,000 of $120,000. Just $24,000 went to principal. I gave up 10 years ago.
Well, then just stop making payments then.
Holy crap, that's insane. I had $20,000 in student loans, and I thought that was rough to pay off working 2 and 3 jobs over 6 years. They need to fix the student loan system.
Yeah.
It shouldn't cost
That's
anyone
another-
more than 2 times the original balance. I like that. Like
Yeah, like
cap it at like interest stops once you pay
one-
2 times the original
either,
balance.
Either the principal needs to go down, the interest needs to go down. Like student loans should not be costing this much. In general.
Yeah.
Like
Like this person sums up my opinions, says, while I get why people don't like the forgiveness plans, it annoyed me too because I paid mine off. But the system
I paid mine off and I don't care. I'm fine with it.
but the system is exploitative and needs to be capped. I like a cap. Like if you take out $150,000 loan and you pay off $300,000 towards that, you should be able to wipe your hands and say like, all right, I paid my shit back, even if the fucking interest keeps on going.
I don't think people are paying twice as much and not even going down like a little bit.
Well, this
I
person took out 158 and they owed, this person took out a $158,000 loan and it will cost them $360.
Yeah, but he said
That's
total overall, not just like 360 more. He's saying
yeah,
like,
but like that's
so
that's still more than twice the original loan, which I think he should be capped at 316,000, which is not a huge difference, but it's still $42,000. Like that's it should not be you should not be paying more than twice back. The easiest solution is going to community college for 2 years, living at home, and then go to school in state the last 2 years. But most people are too good to do that.
That's actually what I did.
Yeah, like it's.
First I went to Pittsburgh and then dropped out. Then I went to community college. Then I went to Temple, which is exactly what he's saying for that part.
Well, my program was minimum 6 years. Most do 8 years. It's a doctorate degree. You're a pharmacist, so you got a doctorate to be a pharmacist. I don't know if that's wise.
You need a master's.
Well, I mean, I guess this person got a doctorate in pharmacology or something.
Yeah, probably.
I actually did the first 4 years at community college. The last 4 years I had to do grad school, but all 4 years were in-state school tuition. It was still $158K.
It's because grad school costs a lot.
Yeah. Tuition won't go down so long as loans are so easy to get. Look at home prices when mortgage rates went down. I like this. Like, sadly, you're correct. They will probably just keep going up. Yeah, because if people are able to just borrow money, their spending is going to increase as well, you know?
It's a supply demand.
Yeah.
People are still in high demand for using money, so they're going to take out loans. And then, like, banks are they're going to say, yeah, sure, here, pay us back twice the amount in like 10 years.
I had to take out 2 separate loans for different years. One is 9.75%. The other is around 11%. I don't know how percentages work. Like, I don't know. This guy says that's really high. Serious.
For like
For a student loan, that does sound really high. I think most of
For
them are
interest rates?
around like 4%, aren't
Yeah, I
they?
don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Serious advice is to get a big kid job with your degrees and get a second job or Uber DoorDash and pay down that loan fast. Otherwise, you're going to be seeing those payments into your 50s. You can't bankrupt student debt either.
I mean, that's not exactly true, but
We've talked about, like, there are very subtle complexities that make it possible to, but it's not easy. And it sounds like this person is reasonably working, so he cannot. Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm doing it now. So they cannot. They.
See?
I don't want to misgender.
It's just because we generally use male pronouns to like assume someone that we don't have anything. Like we don't say they usually. We don't say she over he. Like it's usually we just say he.
With the limited context you provided, if you have a job that's $80,000 a year and you live like you owe the mob money, I would have zero social life. Live with your parents, eat rice and beans, and work a second job to up your salary. This is a Ramsey person. I know it. That's Ramsey talk.
Is he gonna say DoorDash or Uber too?
Work a second job to up your salary to $100K a year. You could be debt free in 2 years.
It's so much easier to say get $100K a year than to actually be able to get $100K a year.
Yeah, that is true. But like a person with degrees, they hopefully your degree is in something relevant. And all right, should I read this? Should have questioned Reddit about taking out $70K in private loans.
Oh, what about the
Like ask for advice before you do
Yeah.
the stupid. Don't ask for it
do a
after.
second? Yeah.
Oh wait. All right. So here's the. Okay. This is like a funny one, So don't fucking shoot the messenger for this. Am I the asshole for cutting off my partner's daily supply of titty lattes? This is my first time posting, so hopefully I've done it right. I'm a long-time listener and love the potty. They must be talking. They're not talking about us, I don't think. Anyway, so this is kind of weird, but here we go. I'm 31, had a baby 10 weeks ago. One morning, just for laughs, I squirted a bit of breast milk into my partner, who's a 38-year-old man's coffee. We both cracked up, and then he drank it, looked me dead in the eye, and said it was the best coffee he'd ever had. And so, the era of the titty latte was born. Since then, every single morning, without fail, he asks for his daily titty latte, like he's ordering from some boutique hipster cafe. It was funny at first, but now it's getting a little out of hand. Exclusively breastfeeding our baby, and every drop of milk really counts. I just don't have the supply to keep making boutique boob coffees and feed our actual child. I told him I can't keep giving him titty lattes, and while he's not angry, he's genuinely devastated. Now every morning he drinks his boring regular coffee with big sad puppy eyes,
Oh my God.
dramatically
Ryan
sighing.
McMullen said, "This is amazing."
Erroneous! Erroneous!
You gotta go to the cushions. You gotta find this extra milk. Your husband loves your milk, ma'am. Dramatically sighing about how it tastes like dishwater and broken dreams. My
That's
man.
so dramatic.
I feel a bit bad because it did become a weird little bonding ritual for us. Parenthood makes you weird, I swear. But at the same time, our baby needs it. But at the same time, our baby needs it way more than his taste buds do. So, am I the asshole for cutting
Ryan
off his?
McMullen said, "Incredible."
Am I the asshole for cutting off his titty latte supply to prioritize feeding our baby? Also, I cannot believe this is my real life. Send help. Yes, I know how weird this sounds. No, he's not weird otherwise. Just very, very enthusiastic.
Ryan McMullen
Yeah, she's
said,
totally
"She is the a whole yes."
Can't
Just-
believe you would feed your child over your husband.
He's just very, very enthusiastic about his coffee. After reading some of the comments, I just want to clarify a couple things because all these fucking douchebags are probably like, yo, he's a fucking asshole, leave him, run.
Oh, wow.
I've added quotations around genuinely because it's meant to be lighthearted. He's not spiraling over this, just being dramatically funny. I actually have a good supply, and baby is growing really well. But once my little guzzling guts has her, once my little guzzle guts has her feed, there's just not a whole latte.
Did she call her kid a guzzle cut?
Guzzle guts. That's what she nicknamed her child.
Oh my God.
Once she has her feed, there's just not a whole latte. I love the mom joke. Left for the pump.
Mom joke.
Breastfeeding and pumping doesn't trigger
K-Pam
the same
said,
response.
she absolutely is face rolling on the floor laughing. Give that baby formula and let the man have the milk face rolling on the floor laughing.
Yo, get some Infamil. If you gotta steal it, you fucking break the glass at the Walmart. Get
Ryan
whatever.
McMullen
Give them-
said, I love this couple.
Me too,
Yeah,
dude. Like this.
Give the man formula and tell him it's breast.
No, if he's got the refined taste that I think he does, he's gonna know. He's gonna know he's not dealing with that generic Infamil. The baby doesn't know. The baby's got no taste. Give like Kate said,
Yeah,
give
but
the
it's
baby
different.
formula. This couple is couples goals though.
Yeah, I like
Breastfeeding and pumping don't trigger the same response, so I'm not magically filling a coffee cup afterwards. And when I said it's getting out of hand, I'm a one-woman show over here. I love the man, but I'm juggling a newborn, boobs, and a coffee enthusiast.
I'm juggling boobs.
And now here comes the fucking douchebags on Reddit. Yeah, this is definitely a thinly veiled attempt to hide a kink. I've had breast milk when my wife was breastfeeding. Oh, this is a soy boy beta bitch cuck. I've had breast milk when my wife was breastfeeding. It's good, but not, oh my god, I need this in my coffee every day good. Yeah, like, dude, he just wants a little bit of his wife's milk. Like, back off, dude. I was trying to give the benefit of the doubt, but you are probably right. All right. That's about all we got.
He should leave her.
He should leave her.
Yeah.
Ryan McMullen said, breast milk has great nutrition.
I mean, yeah, it's got everything you need to like feed a growing baby. Maybe
Grown man.
maybe she should start reciprocating and consuming some of his man milk. That's what I think. Because that's also very nutritious, and she could.
I don't think it's very nutritious. It just has some nutrients, I guess.
Ryan McMullen said, lol.
Okay. I think that's about it. So I think, guys, thanks for coming in. Late is better than never, but never late is better.
K-Pam said, yo, I just cracked up at that Chris.
All right, we're going to wrap it up.
Though the sound is real simple, B. It says wrap it up.
Once again, we want to humbly thank our listeners and pay them ample gratitude for their patronage. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to have such a high-quality interactive show. So thank you, audience.
So the audience are a bunch of hoes.
Yup.
I'd like to take this time to remind all of our listeners that we're spreading like a virus. The Good Faith Podcast is now officially on YouTube Live with video as well as archived there, and also Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Spotify, RSS.com, Amazon Music, Samsung Podcasts, Listen Notes, iHeartRadio, and Patreon. On Patreon, we're working to build additional value for the multiple tiers of donors with special content, super chat priority, and VIP in-person meetings. We do value your attention, so thank you for quieting your TikTok brain for the last, 3.5 hours, actually. YOLO. We might never come back to Omaha another day in our life, so we gotta make hay while the sun shines. Do you like my farmer dad joke?
That's not even a dad joke. It's just true.
Well, but we're in Nebraska, it's like a farming state, so it was very
Yeah.
it was a
It's
good
just
joke.
applicable. It's not a joke, though. It's just applicable.
It was a joke because I found it funny.
All right.
this is a reminder, if you got any extra value from our show, it takes basically 0 extra work to press that thumbs up button. If you don't have the notification bell turned on, ring that bell.
Kate M. said, go eat some good food, if they have it lol.
They have good food, yeah.
Yeah, we had some steak and brisket
a brisket
today.
Sandwich with blueberry pecan jam.
Yeah, it was, the sauce was like to die for. And I had a avocado BLT. Well, not lettuce. It was just an avocado BT.
And I had a Vermonter, which was like a maple bagel. I guess it was like a cinnamon raisin maple bagel or something. And I think it had like a honey sriracha, cream cheese, egg, bacon, and sausage.
Yo, and we went to this super cool fucking like
dive bar.
Yeah, like you called it a dive bar. I think it was like a far above the standards of what makes a dive bar for me. Like, I think when I think of a dive bar, I think of like a hole in the wall, kind of like shitty.
It doesn't have to be shitty to be dive bar.
Well, this I would call this like a speakeasy or like a.
That would be a dive bar.
It was super cool. They had like.
Kate M. said, that all sounds delicious.
They had a popcorn machine. They gave us free popcorn and meatballs. What kind of place gives you fucking meatballs without red sauce? What a fucking crime! They were
Swedish meatballs are delicious.
Nah.
I actually like them better
than Italian meatballs.
Yeah.
Oh my lord!
Dude, I love meatballs. So you don't need to.
Erroneous! Erroneous!
Swedish meatballs are delicious.
Kate M. said, dive bar equals Scruples face rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah, like this was nice.
Not true,
this place had like.
I would call Scruples a dive bar.
It's a strip. Scruples is a strip club. Yeah. No, like Big Heads is a dive bar. Or like.
I don't even know because when I think of dive bar, I think of just going downstairs to like a small secluded area.
All right. Well, this was one of the coolest bars I've ever been to. It was very I don't know, very like just
quaint.
It was like
had a Christmas tree and Christmas lights.
And it had
Kate M. said, just kidding, LeMayo.
And it had like paintings of naked women on the walls, like one big ass painting.
Kate M. said, big heads Holland 100%.
Dive bar, yeah.
It also had a TV with like a old 40s like shit.
Yeah, they were playing like black and white stuff, and Cherney tried the drinks. Cherney seemed to be very enthused with the drinks.
They had like an apple pie shot. They had a really good LaRue blackberry shot.
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna try all of the rich culture that we can soak up. Maybe even, who knows? Maybe we'll go back there.
Yeah.
They were doing like something special like every single night. I don't know what Friday nights were.
Oh, I don't remember seeing that.
Okay.
I know they have jazz night like Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Saturday
Oh, and they were playing like French music the whole time.
Aren't they playing like random songs?
But it was none of it was American music.
No.
It was all like music like French, Italian, and it was just very, very different than any bar experience I've ever had. If you're interested in joining our movement, we represent the hashtag movement. Feel free to retweet the hashtag. Also, stay cognizant to treat people with identical worldviews to your own with dignity and respect. Then, if somebody's opinion deviates from yours in any way, our movement advocates for treating them like absolute shit. Remember, a civil level of respect is only earned by people who mirror your beliefs. Hashtag. Our other movement is the hashtag FYB movement. Fuck y'all, baby. Please spread awareness of our cause. Have you ever been minding your own business and somebody's demon spawn bothers you because their supervisor didn't keep their iPad charged? Fuck that baby. Everybody knows that it takes a village to raise a child. Or it takes two responsible adults who know the inherent risk of sticking an unprotected, engorged penis inside an ovulating, quivering vagina. The risk is childbirth. Don't get me wrong. I have a deep affinity for all of my family, my friends' family, and the children of great stand-up parents who instill discipline into their children and raise contributing, kind members of society. To everybody whom that doesn't pertain to, fuck them. I hope while they're spiking on artificial sweeteners, Red 5 and Ritalin, they slip on a banana peel like it's Mario Kart. Hashtag fuck yo baby.
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
If you live in the greater Philadelphia area, want to guest star on our show, want to go on a date with anybody, please reach out to us in an Instagram DM at Christopher Bulick. The Patreon link is in the description, and all proceeds will go towards rent, food, electricity, new computer equipment to improve our general show quality, and Clark's medical expenses.
There it is! It's beautiful! Take your hat off, boy, that's a dollar bill! So the audience are a bunch of hoes. Yep.
To all of our faithful audience, we wish you a wonderful weekend, a happy and healthy lifestyle. To all of you, we bid you goodbye. And I'm going to start... Oh, fuck. Wait. To all of you, we bid you goodbye. Good day.
You get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
All right, guys. See ya.
Up to long live Punjabi.
Long live Punjabi. I'm trying to look for a song to go out to. All right, here. This is a good one to go out to.